What is up? We are streaming again, and we are streaming the best of the best Pro Bowl Tuesday. Who said you couldn't play football on a Tuesday? Who said the Pro Bowl doesn't matter? Me for both. So we're here, we're watching, and I'm fired up, man. This is gonna be a good Tuesday evening. I hope you're doing well. I am just ate, did a little intermittent fast, an unintentional intermittent fast this morning, so I'm ready to go. Got the camera set up again, thank God. Don't have to use the dumb webcam anymore. Yeah. So I got an article I want to read. We got a game to watch. There, fish to fry here. So let me just pull up the stream in an alternate tab, make sure everything's coming through good and that my microphone is in fact on. And then we'll get to it, man. Simple as that. Let's watch shedeur tear it up. Yep. All right. Coming through live. Drop a like if you haven't already. It does not turn into a football. The NFL can't figure out what's up. I took some notes for this one. My Fire Stick's not plugged in. All right. Well, that's not going to work. All right. I got to fix this really quick. But again, drop a like if you haven't already. It does not turn to a football. That's okay. Come on. There it is. There it is. Against all odds, I was able to plug in the Fire Stick. And there we go. But yes. So we are watching everyone's favorite game of the week, or everyone's favorite game of the year, the Pro Bowl live. I think it's in Hawaii, right? I mean, at this point, they could put it in Memphis, they could put it in Dublin, and we're going to be talking about the expansion games from next season. The cities that are going to be hosting NFL games internationally, and some even domestically. So I got a lot to talk about. The Giants also hired a new offensive coordinator, and the Pro Bowl sucks. So we are going to talk through this one. Let me pull up my notes here and we'll get going. Yeah. One of my notes is literally criticize the Pro Bowl. So that's what I'm going to do. It's very popular to just take a big steam and shit on any kind of all-star game because the format has gotten very tired. And it's one of those things that I feel like the negativity towards the NBA specifically, the music's not even plugged in. What a riff-raff operation I'm running here. I forgot to connect the music. I've been listening to We are going with, what was it called? We are going with, what was it called today? Wii Sports motivation music. So, if you're working out, there you go. But let me pull up the YouTube TV here. And we got Ryan here. What is up, man? Sure, best player to ever wear 12, I fear. That's a Pats fan. You're a brave man to admit it, and I don't think anyone in here is going to disagree with you. We're going to be looking at every pass. We're going to be grading it. We're going to be doing film study. Oh, I'm excited. This is gonna be good. We'll see how long this fake act about me being excited for the Pro Bowl can hold up. But what I was saying was, I feel like the negativity towards the NBA All-Star Game, the dunk contest, the three-point contest, which I think is the best of the bunch, by the way. All the negativity towards that has kind of bled into all All-Star games. I feel like baseball is one of the spots that does it better than others. The home run derby, I mean, hell, you could, as long as you have the stars playing in that'll never be boring. So I think the home run derby's kind of immune to the hate. I also feel that, what else? Hockey does a good thing with their little, games and skill showdowns. The cool thing about football, as they do a Drake May interview before the Pro Bowl here, he will not be going. He has bigger things to do, such as interviews and preparing for a tough game against the Seahawks. But, yeah, I mean, the NFL is trying to do the little skills challenge, flag football. Can you throw a ball in a bucket? And that's cool and whatnot. It's tough with football because it's a contact sport. Hockey's different because hockey's a lot more technical, and more or less everyone in hockey does pretty much the same thing. You hit people, you shoot pucks into nets. It's a tactical sport. Whereas football's just run fast and run strong. So I don't really think there's much to do here. I thought it was cool back in the day when they would have bench presses, like Larry Allen versus the strongest man. It's like him and Brian Shaw going back and forth, pumping straight iron. So I thought that was always a fun thing. So we'll see how the format kind of returns and if it does. But if not, we're sitting here watching this game anyway, because again, we're gonna miss this football season. I'll tell you. We've streamed basketball twice now, and each time I have not enjoyed it. Whether or not that's a telling of the NBA and where it's at as a product, that's one dialogue, but I think more importantly, it's just not really on brand here. So we're going to figure out other stuff to stream. We're going to probably stream other sports, maybe. Tennis. We could watch Terry Pegula's rockin' daughter tear it up in the Australian Open. I don't even know if that's still going on, but in case you didn't know, Bills owner Terry Pegula, his daughter is one hell of a tennis player, man. She can spin it. And not like she's good for high school. No, like she's a international superstar, apparently. And forgive me for not being super plugged in on women's tennis. I would have thrown it in my Bills video, but I didn't know that. I found that after the fact. Stream MLB, you'd love it. I don't think that's in the cards. I think, you know, again, we're talking about Pro Bowls. I wouldn't be mad at watching pros bowl. I would do a bowling stream in a heartbeat. I would do a curling stream. When the Olympics come around, oh, you know we'll be here. We'll make takes. We'll do a Hunnah's Hill Olympics edition, and we'll put every single American athlete in the list, and we'll put Noah Lyles near the bottom, and that's gonna be that. So you know we'll figure that out when the time comes. But baseball, and it's definitely not gonna happen. And I'm pretty certain basketball is gonna be very limited up until the playoffs at least. And unless you have like a really crazy finish, which we did have a lot last basketball season. But unless you have a really crazy finish, man, basketball can be just so underwhelming, especially the way games end now. This hacking back and forth. The end of games take 20 minutes if they're close. It's like there's nothing worse than a close regular season basketball game. It's like, oh, man. And the NBA has found a new kind of element to their game where what's the word? Score variance? I don't even know. The margins, like within these scores, Michael McKelvey made a short about it, so now I feel like I'm researched. But the margins within basketball have gotten wider, and the margins within football have gotten tighter. Does that make basketball a worse product? Yeah, exactly. We got Hank here. Shedeur, let's go. Yep. I gotta verify that this Pro Bowl is in fact in Hawaii, because I'm not certain about that. So I want to see Pro Bowl 2026 location. Oh, it's in San Fran. Oh, with the Super Bowl. Jeez. Well, I'm glad I didn't title this live from Hawaii. I really thought they were still doing it in Hawaii. So there you go. Yeah. People are getting ready. They're in the dressing room. They have a shedeur cam. That's a true thing. You got Mahi here as well. It's in Orlando. No, I just looked it up. It said San Fran. Yeah, no, it's with the Super Bowl, which makes sense. A shedeur cam, that's hilarious. At least they know what the people want. So we're gonna get back-to-back, we're gonna get like, well, not even back-to-back, just like real nitty-gritty footage. I hope they strapped a mic to him as well. God knows Shedeur Sanders can't read a mic, but that's neither here nor there. Also, Joe Flacco, he will be out there. In case you're wondering who's representing the AFC as quarterbacks, because I didn't look at the Pro Bowl roster until this morning. AFC quarterbacks are Shedeur Sanders, Joe Flacco, and Joe Burrow. I'll tell you, man, that's a big part of my Matthew Stafford isn't going to the Hall argument is predicated on the fact that he doesn't have enough Pro Bowls, and even though the Pro Bowls don't matter, it does indicate good players. Oh man, I mean that's tough. That's tough when you have Joe Flacco, who, you know, come on, is barely even a starter. Joe Burrow, who played like 7 games at most, maybe 6. And Shedeur Sanders, who we all know and love. Shedeur Sanders, hometown hero. You know, he's making his return to San Fran. He's never lived there, I don't think, but you know they love him over there because they love Shedeur everywhere. Why wouldn't they? He's perfect. Perfect timing. NBA All-Star Game is better than the Pro Bowl. We got Jarv here, Pro Bowl not being in Hawaii anymore. I agree. I think it's better in Hawaii, but I can, you know, if I were an NFL player, I definitely wouldn't want the jet lag. Definitely not. But, I'm not there with you on the NBA All-Star Game. I used to be there. I think, you know, 3-point contests and dunk contests are great ideas, but I'll tell you, I don't really care for Mac McClung. He's not an interesting figure to me. Everyone's like, oh, the short guy from the G League. Maybe one day he can get an NBA contract. It's like, can we like stick to the stars? And I heard this take somewhere. I think it was Spencer Dinwiddie talking about it on a podcast. But the NBA, and they'll never do this because God forbid the NBA gets more competitive. But what they should do is just do a one-on-one tournament and then just have like teams of 3, maybe from their own team or their own division, conference. Make the divisions matter. But teams of 3, and you collect points for when you win or lose, and have like a one-on-one round-robin style tournament. And you go position against position. You don't have to have Giannis defending Trae Young. Obviously, that's not going to fly. But I feel like just a 1v1 kind of situation would just be so much better. And it would be competitive. Because it's one thing to phone it in when you're playing with 4 other dudes that don't care. But if you're playing one-on-one with, like, you're exposed. Everybody in the building's watching you. Everybody in the world, supposedly. Because everybody in the world watches the NBA All-Star Game. I haven't watched an NBA All-Star Games, I shit you not, since the Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine year. There's just no going up from that. There's not, and they certainly haven't gotten close, I'll tell you that. So maybe I'm hating on Mac McClung. Maybe it's not fair to hate on the short, funky white boy, but I don't know. I just don't care for it. Another thing I don't care for, Pro Bowl countdown pregame show. What are they analyzing? What are we talking about here? This is just NFL Live, but, you know, live from San Francisco. Live from a warehouse in San Francisco, which is where they're playing this game. Let me see. Ben Simmons. How do we start talking about Ben Simmons? Yeah, no, the Bengals having 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks. I mean, and the Browns. The Browns won, what, 4 games? We know Shedeur's... Joe Flacco played for both of them. He played for the Bengals and the Browns. The AFC North quarterbacks are representing the AFC in the Pro Bowl quarterback category. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I'd love to see Brian Burns take someone's heads off, but that's just me. I'm gonna disagree with you there, Jarv. I really don't. I do think stars matter. I'm not down to watch these like Mitchell Robinson go behind the back anymore. And I think that might be a front runner opinion. You got Dak warming up. Make sure you don't pull a hamstring. That would be a bummer. If someone gets hurt, that would suck. But no, man, I would rather see the stars. Hot take. I don't want to see G League guys who are like good at dunking and like, you know, should probably be playing in Ice Cube's Big 3 League or whatever. It's like, no, this is the NBA All-Star Weekend. This is the best of the best. Michael Jordan's career was reaffirmed by his dunk contest performance. I believe Kobe had a really great dunk contest once or twice. LeBron hasn't done it. LeBron's ruined it. LeBron has ruined everything. I am the Lakers fan that used to think LeBron was the GOAT, and now I'm over him. How the mighty have fallen. Yeah. And I mean, listen, I don't think, look, the Pro Bowl, the thing about the NBA All-Star Game versus the Pro Bowl is, I mean, it's not even a fair argument. It's apples to oranges, or dare I say apples to bananas, which I got a banana here, left the tag on. But it does feel like very, it's different. It's just different. And I don't expect this stream to do well, for the record, because who the hell cares? The NFL Pro Bowl, they didn't even talk about it. I don't think any of us, someone said it was in, Maya, I think said it was in Orlando. I didn't know it was in San Fran until 5 minutes ago. Like, they don't advertise this well, whereas the NBA All-Star Game is in the middle of the season. They're like, the stars are out. They do the draft. It's got history. There's no history with the Pro Bowl. And that's fine. It's an All-Star Game. It doesn't have to be this whole thing. That's what I think is hilarious about NBA dialogues. It's that every single year, man, like how every NBA YouTuber out there makes the All-Star Game sucks now. What I would do to change it. The All-Star Game's brutal. I hate it. And it's like, okay, it's not good. It's not good. Like, it shouldn't matter, right? But I get why people are so frustrated, because the NBA pushes it harder than they push the first half of the regular season. They're like setting you up to get all excited, and then you got Mac McClung and, you know, Derek Barner or whoever random guy from the G League is doing dunks. Who are the coaches? Who are these guys? Is that okay? That's Jerry Rice. Who is this guy? That's Jerry Rice. He was pretty good, I think. Who else? I can't see, man. I can't see. That's not Lethal Shooter. I'm not even gonna make any more guesses. I don't want to sound bad here. But you can see the special teams players are flagged up. I also would love a name graphic for these guys. Brutal. I really wish ESPN, you know, paid for a name graphic. I don't know why that would have been so tough. Those aren't even special team guys. I think that was Joe Burrow. I can't even tell. Who the hell are these guys? That is not Joe Burrow. I think that's Tress Way, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I'm going to be really nitpicky this whole stream, but it's the Pro Bowl. Who the hell cares? I'm going to be really nitpicky this whole stream. The lighting for this broadcast sucks. You got blue lights flashing straight into the camera. I can't tell a damn thing that's going on. But Trent Williams has showed up and showed out. I like his hat. I also like the, I think that's Cam Jurgens wearing a bucket cap indoors. That's a funny look. And, you know, you see a lot of kids and, you know, they couldn't even sell out a warehouse. There's a lot of empty seats in the building here. But you see a lot of kids at the Pro Bowl. Look, I've been to a Pro Bowl before, and it was the one in Arizona where Odell Beckham made that diving catch, and it was fun. That was the second year they did the draft, and that really felt like a novel idea. I'd say those were like the prime Pro Bowl years. I want to say that was like 2014, 2015 maybe. Those were like the prime Pro Bowl years. And now it's just kind of lost its steam. because there's no like draft to it, there's no competition to it, and again, it's fine. It's a football all-star game, but it bums me out. I wish you know we could go back to that, because I honestly I wish I was a kid again. I wish I was a kid that cared about the Pro Bowl again. I think that's what makes me so mad about this. Is I feel so jaded because I hate the Pro Bowl now, and no one's gonna disagree with me. Like, this is just one big joke. I mean, look at Kyle Juszczyk's gloves. Dude couldn't even bother to put them on. And this is not me hating on flag football. You guys know my experience with that sport. Hell of a flag football player. Splatoon mix goes hard. Hell yeah. The fact there's no 1v1 wide receiver contest is criminal. I agree. That would be great. And I think they do that like at practice and for like TikTok clips and stuff, but just make it the game. Make it the game. You know? Yeah, 2014 Pro Bowl was crazy. And kids do love this shit. And honestly, I get it. If I lived in San Fran and was like 10 or 11 years old and I just wanted to meet some stars, I'm sure you guys have seen the clip where it's like Russ Wilson signing some kid's like hat and like paper and all that stuff, and every other athlete just walking right by all the kids. Like Kyler Murray's gonna lock in for the Pro Bowl, and this was when it was flag football too. It's not like he was worried about his career. I could be wrong on that, actually. It may have not been. It may have been tackle. I don't remember. Kyler Murray's so small you can't tell if he's wearing pads or not. But what I'm saying is, I think it's hilarious how some athletes are like, "Oh, this is just one big joke. I'm not gonna take this seriously at all." And then other athletes are like, "I'm not gonna acknowledge a single kid. I'm bigger than them." Speaking of things I don't care for, which I don't even know if I was ranting there or not, Puka Nakua's haircut sucks. I don't like it. Said it before, I'll say it again. White dude with a haircut. Doesn't work. I know he's probably Polynesian, but still, like, it just doesn't work. It'll probably mess up his game. I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped a couple passes. NFC clears the AFC. It's not. Well, I think when you look at the quarterback room, that's probably that's probably the telltale sign right there. Yeah, Jerry's calling it. Jerry's calling it. Yeah, exactly. Amon Ra's making it happen, and Jarv never cared. I did, man. I thought it was cool for a little bit because I was going. There's Dak, bucket cap and all, and Jared Goff and Jalen Hurts. What a room of quarterbacks. Top 3 guys you don't want in an important game. Holy hell. They're right there, standing right next to each other. Jalen Hurts keeping the whole stoic act, even for the All-Star game. But whatever, let's see him light it up. Jared, man, probably shouldn't have gone shorts, whatever. Again, I'm gonna comment on whatever the hell I can, because it's not like there's gonna be a lot of X and O's analysis. There will be analysis on the Giants hiring Matt Nagy as their offensive coordinator. I'll get to that in a second. Mike Vick is coaching the AFC. Oh, good for the NFL embracing Mike Vick. I really love when they move the goalposts on athletes. You're like, oh, we like him now. It's cool. Enough time's passed. Harden got traded. Wait, Harden got traded to Cleveland? Wait, what? Wait a minute. Again, Harden got. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. That's crazy. No, that's all. That's definitely worth noting. Hold the fort. I gotta double check this. To Twitter. I thought the Clippers were doing well. Okay, I hate when I look something up on Google and it doesn't have like up-to-date news, so then I got to go back to Twitter and log in. It becomes a whole shebang. Let's see what Sham says. Has the NBA trade deadline kicked off? Why are they wearing different colors for the offensive line? I look up James Harden. Nothing came up yet. Let's see. Cleveland has intensified talk. I mean, it seems like it's getting close, but I don't think anything's been fully announced. Oh, nope, it's happening. Oh, it is happening, all right. Whoa, let me hit the film room here really quick. Yeesh. Hold on, I'm gonna have to. Goodness. All right, so I guess I'm going with the webcam for a second here while I get situated. So this is it. This is the trade. This is the official. How about let's not get to Matt Nagy? No, we'll get to Matt Nagy. I'm not that upset about it. Anyway, James Harden to the Cavs and for Darius Garland and a second-round pick. A win opportunity for Harden, who's at 36 and a recent two-time All-Star, in Garland at 26 for the Clippers present. Look, this is going to be softball, basketball analysis, but I don't hate it. I don't think it's bad. I'm not super like, it feels lateral, but again, that's most NBA trades. You're not going to get Luka for AD and who else was it? Max Christie. So, again, it's a trade. It makes sense for both teams. Clippers are trying to build for the long term. Cavs are trying to build for the short term. It makes sense. Shoot. Second round picks are worth nothing in basketball. That's probably as close you're going to get to a 1-for-1 trade you're going to get. So, all right. Okay. AFC wide receivers coming out. What do we think of that? Yeah. No, I'm with you there, Hank. Like if I was an athlete, I would be the coolest, nicest guy, and then just not care about the stupid stuff. I'd be cool. But yeah, it is official. Here comes Kyle Hamilton. Again, all these different colored shirts are really starting to trip me up because some people are wearing their team colors, but others aren't. Like, no, I think they all are actually. Woof. Wait, but all the NFC guys are wearing blue. No, or were they? Oh, maybe because they're wearing white. Maybe that's why the colors aren't standing out. Again, the lighting in this warehouse looks like complete garbage, man. Can they open a window or something? Jeez. I think they're showing the cheerleaders more than they're showing the players, man. Goodness. A lot of wide shots. But that is crazy, man. Woof. And there they are. The AFC studs. You got Joe Burrow. You got Joe Flacco. And you got Shedeur Sanders. Perfect timing. Oh, I should have pulled up the song. Didn't have enough time though. Had to pull up the Wii music. But yeah, that's wild. James Harden is a Cleveland Cavalier. I love the jersey swap they landed on here, by the way. I think this is hilarious. They picked the alt jersey. James Harden looks terrible in that jersey. But Darius Garland, I don't know what it is about him. He feels like a Clipper. He feels like a Clipper. Like, really good, but he's not going to change the league. I like Darius Garland. I have plenty of respect for him. But again, not a basketball analyst. That's just my 2 cents. I'm going to go into studio mode right now. If I seem like I'm a little distracted, it's because I'm trying to figure out how to fix my damn camera. If it'll even let me. Come on now. Come on. Yup. All right. Got it. All right. Again, this is the most professional stream on YouTube. You guys didn't hear? All right. Got it. All right, back to it. Are they singing America the Beautiful? I missed the name graphic for who it is, but yeah. I'm a little drunk right now. There it is. That's what people do. That's what people do, man. They get hammered and they watch the Pro Bowl. And no, it does look sad. That's what I'm saying. It looks like they're playing at a swap meet. like there's trading Pokemon cards in the stands. They're not even like, this is not like a production. Puka's wearing Oakley's. Gotta stay plugging. I think he's the only player wearing shades because again, the game is fully indoors. And there's not much lighting to protect your eyes from. I'll tell you, there's brighter lights in this room than there are in the stupid Pro Bowl. But man, jeez. But it's cool. I'm not trying to talk during the anthem. Should I take my headset off? Is that a thing I should start doing? Taking my headset off for the national anthem, the Natty Arena Football 5? Yeah, kind of. It feels like it. It feels like it is Arena Football 5s. But there's gonna be no one flying over the wall or crazy hits or and this is the XFL, not Arena Football, but do I or do I not have a pulse? Is this or is this not the XFL? Let's play some football. I would love for someone to just go all in. Have Christian McCaffrey go out there and just scorch these guys and just like full on sprint. Let them know. Let them absolutely know. Golly. Can you bet on the Pro Bowl? I'm sure. I mean, you can bet on you can bet on the weather. I think you can bet on the Pro Bowl. I'm just curious if there's anything on unnamed prediction markets app. I'm not going to place anything. Hell no. And I think sometime either Thursday or Friday, probably Friday, because I was told to stream the St. John's basketball game, which hell at this point, why not? But yeah, and we'll do a Super Bowl bets prediction. We'll do a some fun little what's the word? Wild card bets, so to speak. I don't remember the term. Prop bets. And we'll go back and forth with that. And if there's one thing we've learned over the past 3-4 weeks of my sports betting, is that I'm never wrong. Okay. I definitely didn't go 0 for 2 last week and then 1 for 3 the week before that. So, if there's one person you can trust to give you the right picks, it's Hunnaball. In case you're wondering, and again, I'm setting this boundary now. I am not betting on this game. However, Unnamed Prediction Markets app has NFC with a 55% chance to win, so they're the odds-on favorite. There's no spread, obviously, but there you go. And people think this game's going to be closer than the damn Super Bowl. So there it is. The Pro Bowl superior tension. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Like the Pro Bowl, yeah, betting on the Pro Bowl is never a good look. And that, I think that's the most awkward part of betting. Yeah, I think we all know that guy. We got Giants fan 10 here. What is up, man? I feel like that's the most awkward part of betting, when you're betting on like just unimportant stuff and they're like, and you tell people about it and they're like, what? Like, we're a sports channel, obviously. People talk about their bets all the time. I think it's cool, Jarv especially. But I do think it's funny when people in public settings, social settings, bars, people you don't know, people you do know, family members, tell you about their bets. Look, I like sports. I don't really give a shit. Honestly, like, to be honest, like, you know, like, can we all agree that, like, I don't want to hear about someone else's bets, you know? Maybe that's just me being all Grinch about it. I get it. Like, sports connect people, but it's like, what annoys me, and this doesn't just handle sports betting. What annoys me is when people tell stories of bets they almost hit. That's what gets me. That's a huge pet peeve of mine. I got a buddy. He might be in here. I hope he's not. Well, he went to the casino on his birthday, and I asked him, I'm like, how was it? Did you win anything? And he's like, man, let me tell you this story. 20 minutes this guy goes on a story. Just to end on, I was playing blackjack and almost bet the special where you put like a chip on like that you're gonna get blackjack or whatever, or some special like arrangement of cards. I forget what it's called. The pocket, or I forget what it's called, like wild card or something like that. But you guys know what I'm talking about. The side bet. He's like, I thought about side betting it, but I didn't. And if I did, it would have paid huge. That's not the story you think it is, buddy. That is not the story. But who's the best 12 in NFL history? I love how this has been brought up multiple times. I'd say in order, you got shedeur, golly, Puka. I don't want to say the obvious ones. Oh, man. I feel like there have been so many 12s. How am I blanking right now? I'm stuck on Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, but they don't count. Tom Brady, not a first ballot Hall of Famer, by the way. He's got to unretire. Golly, who's another good 12? Dante Culpepper, he wore 12 once or twice, right? Randall Cunningham. I can't believe I just thought of two Eagles, but you know. Gosh, man, I can't think of a Giant that's ever worn 12. Did Allen Robinson ever wear 12? I'm pulling at strings now. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it's... shedeur, you know, we got Meep here too. What is up, Meep? Percy Harvin, that's a great pull. That's an excellent one. Yeah, exactly. These are great players. Damn, I'm trying to think other 12s. This is like one of the most popular numbers in the sport. They're heading out there. You see, so here's the thing about NFL players. They're using wristbands. I've coached flag football. I've played flag football. Don't care for the wristbands. I like just going out there and doing what I'm going to do. I sure as shit don't trust Dak Prescott to call a play here. We need. Do they get a headset? Like an AirPod in or something? All right, first play from scrimmage. This is an hour-long game. All right, shoot. Kyle Hamilton doesn't look like he wants to be there. No one's going to blame him. Darren Waller. There you go. Steve Smith. These are good pulls. Jeez. Dak. What a weird camera angle we're working with here. He spikes it. That's no good. Get out of here, George. That's no good. We're going now to second and mid. This is so riff-raff, ticky-tack. Like, I'm glad to be streaming it's football, but like I said, I'm going to keep making fun of this. Oh, George did catch that. Oh, wow. I couldn't tell because the camera couldn't follow it in time. Yeesh. If I do make that camera video this offseason, I will acknowledge the Pro Bowl side angle. Boy, nice drop, Bijan. Yeesh. Goodness. Dak's really softballing it in there. They're really giving a lot of cushion. Okay, thank God. I was worried the clock was going to stop on incompletions. I was really concerned. You see my question in the new video? In the Discord? Or on my video? Likely not. First down, Amon-Ra, but his flag's pulled. Nice pull, Bullock. There it is. Again, who the hell wants to watch the NFC offense play? We're here for one thing and one thing only. Watching 12 huck it around. Get loose. Can they just play shedeur the whole time? We all know Joe Flacco doesn't want to play in this game. And we sure as shit know Joe Burrow's terrified of a non-contact injury. So let me see. What is the question? How do you get your computer's camera to work on OBS? Oh, good question. Good question in the dizzy. Dak rolling right. He's got him. Amon-Ra. I think they pull his flag. I don't think so. Lazy defense out of, was that Lassiter? I can't even tell. Again, these stupid ass jerseys. Was that Lassiter? Either way, touchdown. Wait, short? Did he pull the flag or not, man? Could we have sprung for some brightly... Oh, there it is. That's the one thing about plugging in this camera. It turns off. But I will explain how I got my camera to work. And it's definitely a It was quite the journey. I went on a whole rant about it because I had to pay a subscription at first. Yeah, that's right. Pay a subscription to plug my camera into my computer. Aaron Rodgers was 12, but he doesn't count because now he's moved to 8. He's an 8 in my book. Dak on 1st and goal. A scarier sentence has never been said. Is there no count? Is there no count? Like no 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi? There's no throw count? Dak can just take however long he wants back there? No wonder it's going to be a big offensive game. How about a pass rusher? How about get Trey Hendrickson to go there and, you know, lay a hit stick? Okay. So Dak touchdown, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I hope you started him in fantasy. But what I did was, I can't show it right now. Actually, let me just pull up my Amazon really quick. It's usually, I think this will work for most, cameras, specifically Canons, probably Sony's as well. A lot of new cameras, to be quite honest with you, a lot of new cameras will just straight up, just let you plug it straight in with like a HDMI of some sort. My camera's a little bit older, so that's not exactly fair game. So I had to kind of work around it. So what I did was I used my capture card, right? So that's kind of the little workaround I used there. So I used a capture card and then got a HDMI connector. So, and capture cards are shockingly cheap. Elgato, I can't believe people charge for Elgatos. A capture card can be like this. Let me switch to the film room. If it'll let me. A capture card can be super cheap. Like, look at Elgato, 160 bucks for 4K. Look, I'm all for high quality video production equipment, but like 21 bucks is 21 bucks, you know? And this is the one I have. By the way, if you guys are below 25, Prime for young adults, game changer. You get 5% cash back on all purchases, and you also get a lower monthly rate. Just letting you know, Prime for young adults, cheat code. This is what I bought, though. It works fine. It looks super dank. It looks super dingy, but it gets the job done. I had to buy another adapter. It was like a HDMI to USB-C, I think. No, HDMI adapter. It might be this one. Yeah, USB-C to HDMI. Basically, it's not like this. It's like it's a micro USB. That's what it is. By the way, Shedeur Sanders letting it rip to Jamar Chase. God, what I would give to see that on Sundays. Micro USB to HDMI adapter. This is what I got right here, basically, one of these. So I did that, plugged it into the camera, and I just have to go like this every 30 seconds, every 30 minutes, because the camera's super old. But it's helpful. Perfect timing! That's right! I love when the music drops. I meant more like the webcam. Oh, you just buy it and plug it in with, it's a USB. Yeah, it's a USB, you just plug it straight into the PC. And then on OBS specifically, because I think that was more towards your question. But, oh, Jamar! Dropping a pass! Shedeur threw a pick, and it was even in the Pro Bowl! There he goes, Kevin Byard. Is he gonna score? Touchdown, NFC! Yes! Yes! Touchdown! See? I'm a Giants fan. I can get excited about anything. There's a flag down, probably taunting. They can't keep it out. Shedeur threw a pick on his first drive. But yeah, who's that on the scooter? Who is that? Parsons? Oh, Micah? Pass interference? What? Offense, personal foul? I'm so confused. Micah Parsons has a camcorder and a scooter. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. Watching this game without sound's a real trip. But getting into OBS, you just go plus. Typically, it'll work as a web. Yeah, like, it's pretty straightforward, honestly. After that, you just kind of go to OBS, and you just hit the plus, and then add video capture device. I have to do that for a couple things. My Xbox, my webcam, etc. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I'm out of time, not coming back to Sunday. Oh, yep. Here, I'm not getting 8 retired. Sir 12. Well, who knows? I mean, he had a pretty big run in the Jetson in Pittsburgh, with the Jetson in Pittsburgh. Prime for college was young adults. Didn't know about young adults. I've aged out. Yeah. No, I didn't know about it until about last year, and I'm 23. So anyway, if I knew about it when I was 15, dude, I could have put that saved money into the S&P and really compounded that money. But you know, I wish if Genie gave me one wish, I'd get it back. But yeah, I'm always down to talk production, talk about behind the scenes, how the sausage is made. Anyways, yeah, onto the game, onto the football game. I can parse that scooter. I can't. Yeah, me neither, man. Is that Brandon Aubrey? I'm so lost. Wait, so okay, so the pick six was taken off the board. So much for that clip. Jalen Hurts is wearing a turtleneck. That's fine. And yeah, so they got the ball at the 50. They're sending a rusher. Derwin James Hurts spikes it. That's not a catch. That hit the ground. Everyone's calling it, dude. It's Jalen Hurts spiking it. The Trayvon Pride. It's like, again, the Pro Bowl's stupid. I know it is. I'm gonna be critical. like taking this game serious at all. You look at these players and it's just like, golly, man. You can tell they haven't played football in a few weeks. Eagles haven't played in 3 weeks. So you can see why Jalen Hurts is a little rusty. Not that he was an excellent thrower of the football to begin with. Another incomplete pass. First and goal. Wait, they call that a catch? What, are you kidding me? They can't even get officiating right? We can't get an expedited review here? Are you serious? Dude, my adult flag games are officiated better. What the hell? Again, I've said, what kind of ropey-doke production is this? You got Trey McBride snapping the ball. You got Brandon Aubrey on the field for some reason. Why not? Let's put Brandon Aubrey at wide receiver. Who gives a shit? Amon-Ra double pass. Pump fakes it. He finds Jahmyr Gibbs. Of course, he goes to his teammate there. Nice little pull right there by, is that Stingley or is that Lassiter? I see the Texans logo, but I couldn't see the shirt. I couldn't see the face. I think that's Lassiter. Yeah, big moment for Lassiter there. Nice pull, dude. I guess I'll see later. Yeah, Aubrey out there running routes. Yeah, seriously, this is wild. It's a wild game we're watching. Jalen Hurts to Brandon Aubrey. Weird sentence. Let's see if the NFC can close in the red zone. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. I'm gonna keep doing this. Incomplete. Puka Nacua. Lassiter wanted that one. He wanted that pick. Derwin James is pissed too. He almost came away with it. He knows if Jalen Hurts is out there hucking it, anything's possible. You get it. You can break records. Can we see your adult league highlights? I got it. That's something I definitely want to do. I got the Ray-Bans glasses, and I want to, like, you know, record it. Oh, great. We got Blake Robinson here. Great. I better pull it back on the Jalen Hurts slander. He's great. Let's see if he can close. Are they going to kick? Are they going to take their 3? I don't even think you can kick in the Pro Bowl. Why are kickers here if you can't kick? Wait a minute. Yeah, wait. No one's going to punt. There's no field goal posts. Why are there kickers there? Why didn't they show up? Nice pass, Hurts. Damn. I got to hand it to him. That was a nice ball. That was a sick pass to Jake Ferguson. Why are there so many Cowboys in the Pro Bowl? But, golly, nice ball. Rolling to his left off the back foot. Stingley couldn't finish the job. Typical. This game. What I was saying was, once the adult flag season is going to start up soon again, and I'm going to do my absolute best to use my Ray-Ban camera glasses to record what's going on the field, and, you know, maybe get a couple highlights. The problem is I forget, and then, you know, I never catch the right highlights. If I've never caught myself like recording a touchdown, but some people do record from the sideline. Someone got like a sick shot of me going up and plucking a ball out of the air. That was badass. But I gotta get to a better place physically. Injury-prone Hunnaball. Jalen Hurts, there it is. 2-point try is good. Jahmyr Gibbs, NFC runs out to a 16-point lead. There's a flag. Illegal. No, don't tell me she said illegal motion. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm sick of seeing the ref. I'm sick of seeing the Pro Bowl referee. What is happening? There's not even a flag. There's not even a flag. Oh, geez. Hold on. I do want to talk about the Matt Nagy signing soon. I just gotta send a quick text. But yes, there it is. Who is that? Is that Lil Dicky? No, I don't believe so. This sucks. Well, that's why we're here, right? We're here to make fun of the Pro Bowl, and, you know, that's that. So, okay. So the first talking point, I knew I had to prepare notes for this one. I just knew it. Okay, so what I want to do right now is go through the Pro Bowl rosters overall, and just to point out some inconsistencies, so to speak. So let's do that really quick, and then we'll get to something else I want to talk about, which is the NFL expansion 2026. What I will say about the Pro Bowl that I don't think anyone gives it credit for, it does have a nice name. Pro Bowl. That's cool. That's better than most college bowl game titles, honestly. Pro Bowl. It's like, yeah, that sounds right. Let me, There it is. All right. As you can see, Shedeur's on the cover. He's the box office attraction. I'm pretty sure like most people clicked on this video just to hear us talk about Shedeur. He's a fiery prospect, which by the way, I want to throw this out there. If you haven't seen my Shedeur Sanders rant on the Super Hunnaball channel, it's one of my favorite uploads I've ever had in my whole life. It's much less talking about Shedeur, more talking about, it's called the Verizon rant. It's more talking about how the Verizon guy like completely wasted my time and made me feel like a dumb idiot over the phone. But there was a comment on that channel video, on that video, that was like, typical white man hating on Shedeur's glory. And I'm like, it's a 17-minute video, mostly talking about something completely unrelated. I've talked about Shedeur for like 2.5 minutes. I'm certain I didn't watch the whole thing, and I'm pretty sure, honestly, comments like that, I'm pretty sure it's just like a bot. I'm really not like too hung up on it. It's not the kind of thing I'm like, send them hate. Like, it doesn't matter. But I just thought it was funny. I'm like, yeah, like regardless, unless I said he's perfect, which again, he said perfect over the top. Like I put perfect in the thumbnail. But anyway, here's the Pro Bowl roster featuring Shedeur Sanders, Joe Burrow, and Joe Flacco. Just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why they have asterisks, but probably because they're alternates. Tyler Warren also a lot of alternates. Just kind of goes to show the pointlessness of all this. Dalton Kincaid, definitely wouldn't have given him the nod, but that's just me. A couple of Bengals, nice. Even though T. Higgins was in and out of the injury tent a lot. Nico, I thought Nico was hurt. I guess he feels good after the concussion. He's ready to play. That's probably a bummer for Texans fans. Cortland Sutton screwed me in fantasy a couple of times, but you know, whatever. The running backs look a little more, you know, set as like the best RBs in the league. I'm glad the running backs showed up. Doesn't seem like they're running it much. A lot of passes, but you know, whatever. I'm not a play caller. Garrett Bowles, who took a hilarious picture along with Tyler Linderbaum. 2 centers, 2 tackles, and 1 guard. I guess. I'm assuming there's just like a outside interior guy. Once again, though, there's no blocking. Nico Collins with a catch. Zach Bond, nice pull. There's no blocking. So, like, I get it. Like, you put them in the Pro Bowl. They're people, too. But, like, see how this format's kind of falling apart a little bit? So, yeah. So, you can completely toss out the offensive lineman. Ricard's probably going to get some looks, but, you know, that's Pat Ricard for you. Defense, yeah, Will Anderson, Zach Allen. These are not a lot of alts. The defense showed up and showed out. Is there anybody here that we think is, like, very egregious? I think the Texans guys make a whole lot of sense. Lassiter, Shedeur, like Stingley made a lot of sense. Hamilton, obviously. Kalen Bullock, not a guy I've heard a lot about, but obviously he's good. Like, I just, you know, I feel like out of all these 4 Texans, Kalen Bullock gets the least probably notoriety out of the bunch. Pat Surtain, probably the best, one of the best, if not the best corner in the league. Same with Denzel Ward. It seems like the defense was voted pretty well. Joe Burrow finds Devon Achane, who, you know, looks pretty spry. 2nd and goal incoming. This game makes no sense. And Jeffrey Simmons, our guy. Guy's a stud. Once again, Shamir DK, glad he's repping the Titans. I'm pretty sure that's one of 2 Titans Pro Bowlers, along with Jeffrey Simmons. So there you go, Titans. Tighten up. Jordan Stout, first time I've seen him. Cool. Ben Skoranek is the special teamer. Again, bummer he can't contribute in this one. I'd love to see Ben Skoranek go out there and run some routes. 3rd and goal incoming, by the way, for the NFC or the AFC here. Devon Achane's getting work. Who said running backs didn't matter in the Pro Bowl? The roster's a joke. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about jokes. But, yeah, no. Yeah, again, the anti-playoff performers. Devon Achane, 3 straight passes. Double pass, but you can't go 2 forward passes. Joe Burrow, he's going to score. Joe Shiesty, which no one calls him that anymore. Goes for the jump spike. Boy, that does not look as cool as you'd think it would. I'm a big jump spike guy in my adult flag league. That does not look very cool. We got Reyna here. Shedeur is here. Shedeur is here, live and in color in the Pro Bowl. Puka, a couple of Cowboys. A couple of Lions. Again, Lions represented. They didn't represent in the postseason, but they represented here. Again, running backs showed up and showed out. These are probably the 3 best running backs in the NFC. I'm not missing anyone. Saquon sure as shit wasn't going to get the nod. Trey McBride, Jake Ferguson makes a whole lot of sense. Where's Theo? Where's Theo Johnson? Offensive line, I'm not going to even discuss. Drew Dahlman, wear some sunscreen next time. And then you go to the defense. Brian Burns, the only Giant, reppin'. Apparently 2nd in sacks, you know, not enough to get talked about in the media, but, you know, enough to make the Pro Bowl. There he is! Nope, that's Tyler Warren. Who is it? Tyler Warren! It's confusing because he's wearing a blue shirt, but it's Tyler Warren. 2-point try is good and successful for the AFC. They are back and in this game. Let's go. Yeah. J.C. Horn, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon. He may have deferred. I don't know. Keshawn Nixon. Boy, I was definitely calling him something else all season. I was calling him Nixon, but I think I coming up with other names. Bryce Nixon. Nashawn Wright. There you go. A couple of Bears DBs. 2 free safeties and Buda Baker. Sure. Why not? Let's just throw them all out there. And again, special teams. This is definitely worth looking up because I didn't recognize any of these guys. Kavontae Turpin. There he is. It makes sense. He's a good guy. Even though it was the alternate, apparently. I don't know who was the initial vote. Tress Way. Cool. Repping the Commanders. Come on. Come on. Aubrey, of course, even though, again, there's no kicking. Luke Gifford and John Weeks. So, you know. I'm trying to think of a Weeks joke. I couldn't think of it. I'm just going to give up. There you go. Bring back the longest throw comp. No, seriously. Seriously. Yeah, but we got Carson Wayne. We have people repping this. We got people fired up about the Pro Bowl. I got to talk about the game more. Golly, man. Caleb Lindstrom dropping passes. Yeesh. Way to take your opportunity and choke it, man. I don't think C-Mac is top 3 in the NFC anymore. Scadaboo's not better than C-Mac. That's funny, but he's not. Yeah, exactly. Tress Way repping the Manders. There you go. How do you feel about the hip drop tackle that caused Scadaboo's injury? I mean, I reacted pretty poorly on stream, but it was like, what, 3 months ago? So I'm not going to be crying over spilled milk about it, but, you know, it was a tough season, and that should have been penalized. Again, we're cracking down on hip drop tackles. Are you? Are you? I'd love to see it. But, you know, again, as we know, they don't call flags when it's the Eagles. We know that very well. Anyway, Jared Goff first and mid. That's interesting because that's the kind of quarterback he is. He fumbles the snap. Normally a dead ball in my league. And I believe it is here too. Is that a safety? I think that's a safety. Lindstrom with a couple of bad reps, dude. A snap over Burrow, or a snap over Jared Goff's head. Lord knows he doesn't have the vertical there. Yep, auto safety. 14-10. We got ourselves a football game, fellas. So Chris Lindstrom dropped a pass and then snapped it over. Nah, it's more on Jared Goff, honestly. It was a little high, but Jared Goff's got to catch that. I mean, good Lord. I wish Devin Lloyd just speared Jared Goff there. That would have been hilarious. Oh, boy. Joe Burrow to Tyler Warren. It's weird. I'm not wrong. I'm just early. I think you're wrong. They're only enforcing it against teams I don't like. Yeah, exactly. You see? And then they're letting it play on when it's the Eagles on the Giants. Giants got screwed in so many ways this year. But I'm excited. Better days are ahead. Matt Nagy, welcome to the team. I'll be the first to welcome him to New York. Everyone's pissed. Who cares? Anyway, Joe Flacco, 2-8 this season. 15 tubs, 10 picks. He's in the Pro Bowl, though. Why not? Yeesh. I'll tell you, usually when we're watching games, and this is with commercial breaks, this is with stoppages. Normally when we're watching a game, I look at the first quarter, I'm like, damn, the first quarter is over already? Not today. Not today. Happy to stream, but not today. Jared Goff truth. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, what truth for Jared Goff? Golly, man. Like, I'd love for people to just run, just actually like sprint here. Holy hell! I didn't even realize this. This is in Santa Clara, San Fran. They're probably not far from the electrical substation. Holy hell! No wonder they're not sprinting. They don't want a non-contact ACL pop. They don't want to dig their foot into the turf. And be out for next season because they played in the stupid Pro Bowl. It would be funny if they did grass for this. Just like as, hey, we'll put grass for this time. Flacco steps into it, finds Cortland Sutton, but there's a flag down. What, would he run out of time? Watching this game without sound is absolute hell. I think, yeah, I guess he ran out of time, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what this is other than, you know, Dak Prescott just threw an interception. There's no Giants fan making excuses for his property franchise. I mean, I'm calling it like it is. If you watch that Giants-Eagles game, you would know. Giants got completely screwed. And that completely derailed our season on top of the Denver game. That was right after. And after that, you couldn't do it. Oh, direct snap to JT. Pitch to Joe Flacco. Going long. He still got that deep ball, and it got picked. Cooper DeJean. He throws a lateral, but it hits the ground. So never mind about that fast. Never mind about that moon ball. Cooper DeJean picked it and then lateraled it to the ground. So there you go. To answer this dialogue that's going on in the chat, I don't think Cam Skadaboo's going to have better numbers than Christian McCaffrey next year. Hot take. More so than anything because I think it'll be a split with him and Tracy. I really do. I know we said that last year and Skadaboo kind of took the lion's share. But I do think, especially like a John Harbaugh and Matt Nagy offense, I think that we'll see more of a split with the running back room in New York. All right, well, we talked about Matt Nagy already. Let's do more. Okay, so when Jarvis sent in the Discord that Matt Nagy is the next Giants offensive coordinator, I was not thrilled about it. I think what I actually said was, well, this isn't good. I wasn't super excited. Because Matt Nagy is the kind of coach that you look at and it's just not an exciting pick. Failed head coach. Chicago hates him. When he was in Chicago, his offenses weren't very exciting. He also, the Chiefs didn't look incredible this last season. Of course, he's been there for more than 1 year, and they made a Super Bowl 2 years ago. That's worth noting. Here's what I will say, though. This coordinator cycle has been absolutely crazy. This coaching cycle has been crazy, obviously. But when you fire a lot of head coaches, you also fire a lot of offensive coordinators. And when offensive coordinators take these head coaching jobs, you also have more offensive coordinator openings. There have been 20 offensive coordinator openings this offseason. That is insane. That is, like, I don't need to tell you, that's more than half the league. That is 5 divisions worth of teams that didn't have an offensive coordinator at one point in this offseason. And for the Giants, it really did feel like a done deal that they were going to get Todd Monken. And very much it felt like that was the worst kept secret in the world, that was John Harbaugh's plan A. Analysts and like commentators, myself included, were talking about it as if Monken's already in the building. And we clearly jumped the shark because Monken got the Browns job. Will that work? Maybe, probably not. But again, that's not for us to project. You'd rather be a head coach than an OC. I get that. You'd rather work with Shedeur Sanders. No one's going to blame you. You'd rather go to Cleveland. Why? Who wouldn't, right? Who wouldn't want to live in Cleveland? But I do think there's been a little overemphasis on the negativity, so to speak, with this offensive coordinator hiring. No need for all the nagging, because I don't think it's that bad of a move. So I want to read off a couple notes I had here. I'm going to be looking down a little bit because I want to be more detailed in research for this stream. For one, I don't think he deserves all the blame for failing in Chicago. Let's not forget, that team made the playoffs. Should have beat the Eagles, but they didn't. But they made the playoffs. Double doink. And it didn't look great when the camera panned him and he just had that shocked look. That's another reason why people, myself included, don't care for Matt Nagy, because he's sitting there just... Never a good look when your coach is a bad still on the sideline. He has what? RCF? Resting confused face? Not a good look. But again, when you look at who he was working with there, here are the quarterbacks he coached while he was in Chicago. Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles. Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles. I had to double check. Because, I mean, that's not a good group. I forgot Nick Foles played on the Bears. I forgot that even happened. Now, again, Matt Nagy doesn't get an excuse for not making the most out of bad players. Obviously, we've seen Nick Foles win a Super Bowl. We've seen Mitchell Trubisky, he's still on a roster. So credit to him, kudos to him. But again, like, he's not... Is that a pick? Nope, that's Jake Ferguson running down the field. Another flag. I swear, dude. In a game of flag football, there's more flags. There's more yellow flags than anything else. But, I hate this. But again, I don't think it's Matt Nagy's fault that his offense was a complete shit show. And let's not forget he got the most out of Allen Robinson. And yeah, that's all I had on the offense in Chicago. And I'll also say that being an offensive coordinator is substantially, absurdly, even a play calling offensive coordinator, is absurdly easier and less work on your plate than being a play calling head coach. So while he did get the play calling privileges revoked a lot in Chicago, and I believe once in Kansas City, which isn't great, I feel like, in a new system with a new roster of players, let's not forget, this Kansas City offense wasn't exactly the greatest show on turf, right? It wasn't the best in the Midwest, for God's sake. Xavier Worthy's fast, and that's it. Rashee Rice was out for half the season. Travis Kelce's done. The offensive line consistently underperformed, which again, that also could spotlight on Nagy. Deep ball, just missed CeeDee Lamb. Got to be careful on that landing, CeeDee. Yeesh. But not a lot of talent in that building. That's just the way it is. So I'm not gonna blame him. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, but being an offensive coordinator with this much talent, not being the head coach, especially having a set, tried and true head coach that has experience, that has winning experience. I'm big on the Harbaugh signing. I know the minority of Giants fans aren't. Some people are saying, well, he can't win the big one. The Giants have been one of the worst teams in football for the past 8 years. Okay, RJ Brick just called them a poverty franchise, and I couldn't even say anything to rebut that because it's true. So again, it's like, what is the bar here? What did we think? We were going to get pluck someone from another team? It would be great to get Mike McDaniels, but it didn't work out because we thought Todd Monken was in the works. We had to think on the fly here. I think, honestly, Matt Nagy's not a terrible plan B, all things considered. I wouldn't have been thrilled about a lot of hires. And I think, a guy that's worked with Patrick Mahomes is not a bad place. And I was going to save this note for later, but Dart has now worked with Matt Nagy and our boy, why am I blanking on his name? Kafka. Two guys that were instrumental in Pat Mahomes' development as a passer and as a player. Matt Nagy wasn't in Kansas City for 2020 or 2021, or I think maybe the back end of 2021, but 2020, 2021, which were Mahomes' better seasons. But when Mahomes was taking a redshirt year behind Alex Smith, Chiefs redshirt year, haha. But when he was doing that, it felt like obviously he was coaching up Mahomes. Obviously he was telling him what to do. So he's been there for good quarterback developments, and Dart also worked with Dabes. He also worked with Kafka, so I think we're setting him up well. So I want to talk about how that looks for the Giants. We got Goff almost getting it in there to Bijan Robinson. It is now 3rd and goal. Who the hell cares? But yeah, so I those are my initial points. I've got a lot more to say about it, but I'll take a look at that Super Bowl champion Nick Foles. And I am aware we lost Carmen, but again, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know good assistants. I'm going to miss Carmen Brasillo. Hopefully our offensive line can stand on its own, though. I don't think it's on him if he had a say in drafting Mitch Trubisky. I don't really care. Because I don't think that matters at all, to be honest with you, because if he had a say in drafting Mitchell Trubisky, guess what he's not going to do in New York? Have a say on drafting a quarterback. So it doesn't even matter. The Giants are going to roll with Dart. It doesn't matter if he can't scout quarterbacks. It just matters if he can coach them. And I think he's proven he can coach them. At least within Mahomes and even Alex Smith got a good season out of Matt Nagy. Yeah, and I wouldn't have wanted Cliff Kingsbury, to be quite frank with you. I'm kind of that's a Jared Goff pick six classic to Jamar Chase, no less. To Jamar Chase, Dak tried to go on the field and have an illegal tackle. That's illegal. That's crazy, Dak. You're gonna take out Jamar Chase's legs. So Jamar Chase just pick six Jared Goff. What is happening? And just like that, the AFC takes the lead. This is huge. But a fireable offense? What are we talking about here? A fireable offense? Again, you guys are funny, man. You guys are funny sometimes. I love Giants fans, man. We get I say we, but I not to hold a mirror up, but you guys are getting way too critical of the situation. A fireable offense. Bring on an OC because he's scary in late game situations. You know what's scary in late game situations? What the Giants had last season. Let's give this new coaching staff a shot and a try. Jamar Chase has some nice grills out here. He's wearing his Fabletics beanie cap there. That's nice. Shedeur Sanders 2-point try. Let's see this, and then I'll get back to my points here. But I do think Matt Nagy isn't... Are they calling a timeout, man? What are we doing here? Shedeur's confused. He needs a coach to coach him through this play call. He's taking a look at the play sheet. God damn, Shedeur. Do you even want to be there, buddy? Double pass to Chimere DK. Just take it, man. And there it is! Garrett Bowles 2-point try. If you don't trust Shedeur, you trust Chimere DK. Nice pass. All right, I like that offensive lineman showed up. This is fun. I'm having fun. Being critical of this game is stupid. There's a flag down, probably because of a double forward pass. These refs are so hilarious. These refs are so funny. The sticklers. I mean, jeez. Remember how I said this game is being officiated worse than my adult flag games? I stand on that. If it's the right call, it's the again, I get it, rules, but come on, man. There's so many penalties for no reason. Yeah, the refs are ass. Totally. It's come on, just let them play. Jeez, who cares? Nice pass, by the way. That was Chimere DK. Yeah, count your days, Cam Ward. But anyway, so here's what I was gonna say. So I see you guys responding to, we were bad in last game situations, so this is not who we should hire. But again, bro, coaches can learn. People forget that. Coaches can learn. The Chiefs weren't particularly bad in late game situations last year. And while the Ravens weren't great, I also don't think it's super indicative of Harbaugh's playing style. Again, Harbaugh didn't fumble against the Bills. Harbaugh didn't miss the kick against the Steelers. Harbaugh didn't throw 2 picks against the Chiefs, Again, I'm not saying Harbaugh's Captain Clutch, but I'm also not going to give him this choke label because he got super unlucky. I'm going to let it play out. Again, we're fans of the New York Giants. They haven't been good. They haven't been good. Giants fans get a taste of what it's going to be like to win since 2011, and everything's up in flames now. It's like, let's fire a guy. The unpreparedness isn't a good quality of leadership. I don't disagree. But I also think that being an offensive coordinator is much easier than being a head coach. And whether we like it or not, and I like it, John Harbaugh's a head coach. The preparedness and the game planning is going to be more so on him than anyone else. And that's not to exempt. We got Jalen Hurts snapping the ball to Dak Prescott. What the hell? That's not to say that Matt Nagy's going to have no role. But at the end of the day, I think he's going to change this Giants offense. And I think more so than anything, to get back to my points, it's a grown man hire. John Harbaugh made it very clear he wanted an experienced offensive coordinator, not some young stud. I've said it a million times. It's the boat argument. It could be anything. It could even be a boat. It's like, why don't we get a guy that we know will at least do good and work and see what we can build? And if it doesn't work, we can always just leverage out of that. We can always just move out of it. It's not a Jason Garrett where the ownership has like a gun over the head coach being like, dude, this has been the longest end to the first quarter ever. Can they just carry on with this damn game? Can we get this show on the road? But nah, man, I'm standing on it. I'm not going to sit here and cry for spilled milk because the Giants didn't get the best offensive coordinator candidate after getting the best coach. I think the Giants will be more than fine. So it's a grown man hire. I think Dart's working with people that can develop him, and I think that's the most important thing when you're looking at an offensive coordinator in the big 2026. And listen, the Giants are going to be able to stretch the field out more. There's going to be more explosive plays. Some people think the Chiefs' offense last year was stagnant, and believe me, it had its issues. But again, I said I did my research. The Chiefs were 6th in explosive play rate last year. That's pretty good. And with that, they were able to get talent out of guys like Tyquan Thornton, and that's something. So my next point is that I could very well see a guy like Darius Slayton, a guy like, which is crazy, or even, get ready for this one, I hope you're sitting down, a guy like Jalen Hyatt, if he returns, to really help stretch the field. And I'm not saying they're going to be 1,000-yard, 5, 10 touchdown guys, but I think they'll be valuable pieces in the offense. And to be quite honest, they just weren't last year. They weren't valuable pieces in the offense. Hot take, Titans won the coaching carousel. I mean, I'd like Dable as OC, but I'm not thrilled about Saleh. I'm glad. I mean, Brasilla will be good, but again, they won the coaching carousel in some facets for sure, but their team sucks. Their team sucks. If Brian Dable couldn't get an offense going with this team, I don't know how he's going to get it working in Tennessee. But again, being an offensive coordinator is easier than being a head coach. I get it. But we'll see how Robert Saleh works. I'm trusting John Harbaugh much more than Bob Saleh, personally. But yeah, man, I think we're all at the same point where we're I think Dable to Tennessee will be he'll be a helpful piece. He'll help develop him. If nothing else, Dable can develop quarterbacks. So that'll be good for Cam Ward's development. Will it be good for the overall trajectory of the Titans? That remains to be seen, especially in a division like the AFC South that has, I'll say it, pretty tough defenses. Titans got the better OC. Yeah, no doubt. They got obviously. Yeah. I'd say Brian Dable was probably the best OC in this cycle that was willing to take a coordinator job. Yeah, they got the better OC. I agree, but he wasn't going to come back to New York, But other points, like I said, I think Wandale and Slayton will be able to open up. I pray for that too. And this is what I was saying earlier. I think the run game is one of Matt Nagy's, I don't know, what's the word, Achilles heels, so to speak. Last year, the Chiefs' running game was terrible. Just really bad, uninspired, stupid personnel groups, didn't look good at all. Pacheco could barely move. Kareem Hunt, come on. But then again, those are guys that I would argue, both of them at this, I don't think there's anyone in this chat that would rather have Hunt and Pacheco over Scadaboo and Tracy. And if you do, I'd very much debate that. I mean, Pacheco's a few injuries deep, and while Scadaboo did dislocate his ankle, and that didn't look very pretty, they're both very young players, as Kareem Hunt is obviously not. Let's not forget Kareem Hunt drop-kicked his girlfriend in an elevator, or punched her, I forget, one of the two. But maybe both, honestly. But again, that's neither here nor there. The point is that the Chiefs' run game wasn't great, but the silver lining of that is the Ravens' run game was great. So I'm hoping, and this might be optimistic, but in February, what else is the point? What is the point of being anything other than optimistic in February? For Giants fans, this is all we have, the offseason, to, have that hopium. But to have that, and then go, get the best out of both sides. You get Harbaugh's run game dynamics. You run a lot of 11 personnel, a lot of RPOs, but also stretch the field out because that's what Nagy does. You get the most out of Neighbors. There looks like another thing. It looks like is they're probably looking at re-signing Wandale. At least the way this coaching cycle has turned out, it seems like a guy like Wandale is going to be more and more valuable in this kind of offense. Kind of that, just that Z type that can run those short routes. I'm not saying he's Rashee Rice, but I could very well see him. I know he's a lot smaller, but I could very well see him running a lot of those short patterns, a lot of those short dump off screens. He did it this year. And I could very much see Nagy utilizing a guy like Wandale, which means the Giants will probably have to overpay him. But you know what? At this point, the cap's a myth anyway. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? We have a rookie quarterback. We can afford to spend. And I think another note that I have is the vibes don't really feel like Illuminor's coming back. And I know we have John S. who pops in here every now and again. He's not a big Illuminor guy. I think Jarv and I'm not sure how GF10 feels about it, but Jarv and I have been very pro Illuminor. If he doesn't come back, I think either or, even if he does, I think it's a done deal. The Giants are going to go offensive tackle at 5. I think it's going to be Francis or Fano. You know, one of the Fs. Hurts going deep. Is that another pick? Yep, Kyle Hamilton. Pick-ski. Nice one, Hurts. This game sucks. But yeah, I think it feels like a set in stone done deal. That's going to be one of the tackles at 5. So it's not an exciting thing as getting a wide receiver, but it's probably the right thing. Build out the trenches. Don't trust Illuminor. Worst case scenario, you play Fano or Francis on the inside for a year and then watch Illuminor kind of trail off. He's a little bit older, and or just have a nice depth piece and just, again, bolster that offensive line. The Giants cannot afford to have a bad offensive line. That was one of the reasons the Chiefs were struggling so much last year, because they had a bad offensive line. And maybe that is on Nagy. Maybe they could have coached better. But again, I don't know. And like they have Creed Humphrey, and they have, God, who else? It's not Tyler Smith. I'm trying to remember their left tackle at Ohio State. Damn it, I'm blanking on the fella's name. But Josh Simmons, is it? I think it's Josh Simmons. Ben Simmons? I think it's Josh Simmons. They have pieces. It's not like they haven't put money and draft capital towards it, but their offensive line wasn't good. So the Giants can't afford to have that as a loose end. So I feel like you got to get the O-line right. You got to re-sign Wandale, and I'd say those are priorities now for the Giants in the offseason. Not only that, get a corner. Shedeur Sanders underthrows it to James Cook. Another flag down. This game is ridiculous, and I hate it. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. I think Dart's gonna run a lot more, and he better slide. But yeah, those are my thoughts. If you don't like the hire, you're wrong. Let me see. Like, yeah. Again, we'll see how free agency pans out. I'm with you guys. I see it. We'll see how free agency pans out. But again, I'm rolling with it. I am sticking with it. I think that's a solid offseason plan. You prioritize not overpaying Illuminor. I wouldn't mind him coming back, obviously. I thought he was pretty good this year. And the Giants' offensive line was pretty solid. But again, I'd like for it to be one of the best units in the league. That's how you win. And one of Harbaugh's big things coming into the building, he said it, I think, on SNY when he was being interviewed. He's like, I love the big bodies on tape, you know, which not the first to say that. But it's like, yeah, I like how this offensive line blocks. They really got it right in the trenches. And Joe Shane is just like, yeah, man. Yeah, we did. Shoot. And obviously Andrew Thomas is a beast. He didn't make the Pro Bowl, but that doesn't matter. I'm not really batting an eye about it too much. James Cook taking the snap, hands off to Shedeur. Shedeur rolling right. I really should be looking at these plays more and kind of nice pass, Shedeur. First down. Nice. Good ball. Nico Collins is having fun. No flags, by the way. Thank God. First time in forever. That's why this game feels so slow, because they're calling a penalty on every other drive. Every other play, I should say. But yeah, man. What was I saying? I gotta look at these plays more and like write them down for the my flag team. Shedeur's earpiece isn't fitting. He doesn't need it. He's going off script. That was a lot of cope. I mean, I think they're rational. I think they're points. I think they're points, you know? I think they're like what did I say there that was like not objective? Like, I don't understand. The Chiefs run explosive offense. Matt Nagy's a better coordinator than a head coach. When he was a head coach, he didn't have much talent in Chicago. I'd argue this Giants offense is more personnel talented than the Chiefs were last year. And yeah. And then the rest was just kind of how the offense is going to look. I don't think there's a lot of coping there. Again, I'd love to hear the alternative. What, Cliff Kingsbury? I don't think I think it's like Cliff Kingsbury is not. I don't know. He's just not as established as Matt Nagy is. He might be actually. Again, it's coordinators. It's coordinators. Like I'm trusting the head coach more so than myself or any person online. You know what I mean? Love you guys, but you know how it is. Like we're allowed to make points and everything, obviously. But I'm just saying this is more just figuring out how the Giants are going to look next season. Because like Harbaugh got his guy. Maybe it wasn't Plan A, and that's not great. Is that a touchdown, by the way? I can't tell, but Shedeur's rocking it in there. Did they pull a flag? Yep, Bond got it right at the 1. Let's see if AFC can punch this in to extend their lead. Shedeur, just run it, man. Looking. There it is. Garrett Bowles gets his get back. Touchdown AFC. Not going to throw a flag for that one. Getting a little in his Alex Smith bag. Won't hurt Dart. Yeah, I don't think so either. What's up, American Dragon? Yeah, exactly. I think so. I think we're just kind of cooked for the time being. Again, that's a very pessimistic way to look at it. And you're totally allowed to feel like that. But I don't agree. I don't agree at all. I think this team has the personnel and the coaching staff to be successful. Especially, as I've said 100 times, an open NFC East. The Commanders don't look great. The Eagles are a disaster, at least in the locker room. And Dallas is good for the Pro Bowl, but not much else. So yeah, I don't think we're in trouble in any way. What if he did want Cliff, but Cliff didn't want to play out of some misplaced sense of loyalty? That's true, but again, I wouldn't be reacting like I obviously the offense would look differently under Cliff Kingsbury, but I wouldn't be like, whoa, we got Cliff Kingsbury. By the way, nice pass by Shedeur. T. Higgins, 2-point try is good. I wouldn't be like, whoa, we got Cliff Kingsbury. Yes, what a boom signing, what a splash. It's like it's one thing to talk about coaches and how they're gonna do. It's another thing to talk about coordinators, like as if, you know, as if coordinators can't learn, as if coordinators can't adapt. The fact is, Matt Nagy has head coaching experience. So does Cliff Kingsbury. Coin flip in my book, at least as far as how I'd feel. I wouldn't be super thrilled. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm thrilled about Matt Nagy. It's like, let's go. But again, I trust John Harbaugh, and it seems like at least the way this was done, the way it was covered, it feels very, I don't know, organized. And that's something the Giants need more than anything. Again, we had Jason Garrett as our offensive coordinator. Like, are we forgetting this? Mike Kafka was not good. We had Wink Martindale get fired in the middle of the season, and same with Shane Bowen. Like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, we shouldn't have standards, but damn, like, where is the bar? Where is the bar? I'm curious. But like, again, an indictment on Harbaugh if he got spurned by Cliff. Now we're making up intangible stories like, oh, that's an indictment on him. It's a fireable offense. That honestly, that message pissed me off. A fireable offense because he hired a non-popular coordinator. And like I said, it's easy to rip on the coordinator's safety. Are you kidding me? Golly, bro, this officiating is wild. Dak's crashing out. This game is so stupid. This game sucks. I'll tell you, I'm ranking every game. The Pro Bowl's getting a 0. Shedeur's pushing Dak out of the way. They're about to come to blows. Dak's angry. Can't blame him either. I guess he didn't get the pass off in time. Dak's giving him some advice. This is like when Stroud talked to Caleb Williams. He's like, look, buddy, this is how you navigate the Pro Bowl. I would know because I'm never in an important game in January or February. The bar's deep playoff runs. I mean, again, hey, thank you, John. Where's the alert box? There it is. There it is. Hell yeah. Could be worse. At least your young QB isn't getting piled on and shouted by the media. Media said 9 was all Kwesi of chaos. He had no say for the draft. Absolutely ridiculous. Again, I don't like blaming coaches for draft picks, though. That's why the Bills thing struck such a chord with me. Because it was like, I'm not going to sit here. And I hate when GMs are like, well, specifically, I hated when Pagula was like, Keon Coleman was not Brandon Bean's pick. It's like, no, he was the GM. He's the GM of the team. You make the roster personnel decisions. It's like not Joe Burrow. Joe Shane doesn't get a pass for the kicker thing not working out. Daves doesn't either because Daves is on the field. But as far as drafting goes, blaming the coach is just such a weird thing to me. I know they have input, and I'm sure in different buildings, coaches have more input than the GMs. But in general, it's like that's not their job, you know? Like every organization is run differently. And I do think if the Giants start missing on draft picks, it will look bad on Harbaugh because Harbaugh is going to have a lot of say. But that's an isolated situation with a coach with over 20 plus years of experience. Maybe 18, actually, now that I think about it. 18 years of experience. Whereas, like, blaming a guy like KOC because 9's not working is just crazy. So I completely agree. Joe Burrow, stepping up. He finds, who is that? Is that Ferguson? I can't even tell. Bowers? Juszczyk? Kincaid. There it is. Dalton Kincaid sighting. I'll bet the All-Star game will be better than this mess. I mean, I think they're both hell, honestly. I think they're both complete complete agony. Honestly, I think like this. The reason this is annoying is because the penalty flags, like the crazy stickler refs, like with these penalty flags. I'll tell you, man. I feel like I'm going fast in my adult flag games. I'm sure I'm not even going a quarter of the speed these guys are going, and they're jogging. But yeah, how many deep playoff runs does Harbaugh have? I mean, that's the deep playoff runs the bar. I don't. But again, so we're saying, oh, we don't like Matt Nagy, so this team can't go deep in the playoffs. I just, I think it's. I just don't care for the idea of tempering expectations because of an assistant coach. Like obviously coordinators matter. I'm not saying they don't, but we don't know. Like we don't know how coordinators are going to work with this team. We don't know what Matt Nagy's going to apply differently. You know what happens when people make mistakes? Typically, they try and fix them. So I'm just saying, like, obviously some people are better than others, but getting like some hot OC to go to the shitty New York Giants who've been bad for a decade, it just didn't feel realistic. Mike McDaniel would have been cool, but did Jamar Chase just score? Down at the 1.5, 2 yard line. Like Mike McDaniels would have been cool. That probably would have been another slam dunk. But you can't always count on the failed head coach prodigy to want to go to East Rutherford, New Jersey, especially when the Giants had less time to find a coordinator than others because the plan was to get Todd Monken in the building. And again, I don't think that's an indictment on John Harbaugh for having his plan A get swiped by the Cleveland Browns. I didn't think that the Browns were going to hire Todd Monken. I didn't see anyone talk about that. The Browns felt like they just kind of hired him by default because no one else wanted to go there. Todd Monken probably wasn't even the Browns' 7th best option, honestly. They're kind of stuck with him. Pat Ricard, touchdown. Let's go NFC. AFC, they're really pouring it on now. Jeez. But, yeah, KOC wanted May. Yeah, so did Joe Shane. Exactly. I would have rather had McCarthy. That's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. I think Giants fan 10 is the most pessimistic on the Harbaugh hiring that I've heard anyone. Like across the internet, across my streams, across anything. Which you're allowed to have that opinion. I'm just going to disagree with it. How is that not an indictment on Harbaugh if he didn't get a clear yes or no and just went with the vibes? I mean, I think because you can't control what you can't control. Garrett Bowles, again, this guy should play tight end. You can't control what you can't control. Obviously. Like, I think it's very reasonable for a person to want to be a head coach over a coordinator job. And Harbaugh couldn't offer him a head coaching job. So I don't think that's an indictment on him. Should he have had a plan B? Yes, I think Matt Nagy was one of his plan Bs. He had, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, I'm saying he was pressed under the gun to think of a plan B. He probably didn't figure it would happen. But again, like unexpected things happen. Like, and again, fireable offense, indictment. Don't like the Harbaugh hiring. This just doesn't feel like good analysis. Like, I don't think it was flying by the seat of his pants. I think this was an option. This was an option that he had. Like, I wasn't really following too much the OC openings because I wasn't really looking forward to it. But, yeah. And like, I understand what you're saying. In a perfect world, he would have handled this better. Like, a grown man should have had plan B, plan C, plan D. But like, again, this coaching cycle, again, 20 openings with different scenarios, different locations, different coaching backgrounds. It's one of the most unpredictable things ever. That's why I don't make it a big thing to follow coordinators, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who the hot coordinators are going to be, and the hot coordinator turns into a bad coach like that. The hot coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, who was getting head coaching looks all the time, now is the running back coach in Washington. Not even, I don't think. I think he got bounced. I think he's coaching high school now. Like, things change, right? So, again, I recognize what you're saying now. It's like, I get it. He should have had a better plan B, and they should have turned to it quicker. But again, sometimes the nature of the cycle, especially a cycle this wide, doesn't permit that. Got AS Broad here. What's up, man? James Harden got traded to the Cavs for Darius Garland. Oh yeah, we saw it. We talked about it, man. wild stuff. But I really don't think he was kicking his legs up. That's a funny message. I don't think he was kicking his legs up. I think there's a lot that goes into like, entering a new building, meeting new people, especially over the span of like 2 weeks, figuring out who's going where, getting certain people in the building. It's not like the Giants didn't interview a bunch of guys. I definitely don't think this was like, well, I got the job, I'm just gonna chill now. Like, I don't think that's what Harbaugh's doing at all. He has to, like, from the studs, change what this team is, like, organizationally. And if you noticed, Matt Nagy wasn't really on anyone's radar to be the OC, and I don't think that's because he's a bad OC. I think that's more because there weren't as many leaks, because the Giants are being run a lot more tightly now, and I think that's an objectively good thing that it seems like Harbaugh has done. Harbaugh is fundamentally changing the way the Giants are run, and whether it works or it doesn't, it was due. Yeah, I'm kind of with Otis here. It's like, why is now, like, if we don't go on a deep playoff run and if we are one, the season's a failure? Obviously, I would like to see the Giants win, but I'm with you, Otis. It's the same thing. It's like Giants fans, man. We get an inch and we want a mile. It's 10 miles. Like, it's like, how about we have a get right season? I'd love to make the playoffs. I'd love to make a push, but I would not be I'm not like, oh, we're not gonna win the Super Bowl with Matt Nagy, so why even bother? Again, what is the bar? What is the bar? Oh, man. Watch us get Kirko again. Bienemy back in KC. Oh, is that the replacement? You see, that I wouldn't be thrilled about. That I wouldn't be too excited about. Is that right? I gotta look that up now. Wow. Let me look that up, actually. It does make sense. And it also makes sense that John Harbaugh wanted to go to the Andy Reid tree. Let's see. Yeah. Woof, he is going back. Yeesh. Yeah, he was the Bears running back coach, and now he's back in KC, so we'll see how that pans out. Chiefs are going to look a little bit different. This was 2 weeks ago. Wow, I was really unplugged with that. Huh. There you go. The Giants D-line do hella well this year. That's more what I'm looking to see, AS Prod. Honestly, that's more so what I'm looking for. I want to see not Micah Parsons. I want to see Abdul Carter get 12.5 sacks. I want to see Dexter Lawrence, like, live in the backfield. I want to see Darius Alexander continue to develop. I want to see Brian Burns replicate the same success he had this year. And if we have Kayvon Thibodeau, I'd like to see him get involved too. I said at the beginning of last season, I wanted the Giants to get 70 sacks this season, which would be almost an NFL record. But there has been so much money and draft capital allocated to this defensive line. And I trust that it'll be better under this new coaching staff. I trust that, however, our new guy, Denard, the Titans DC does. I hope it will improve. Again, the bar is Shane Bowen and Mike Kafka, two of the worst coordinators in the NFL last year. This team will get better. Touchdown NFC, Jake Ferguson. Jalen Hurts to Jake Ferguson. There it is. Jalen Hurts cracking a smile. We're having fun. Swift looks like a whole new player. DeAndre Swift, is he out there? Is he out there? Or are we talking like purely objectively here? And Jarv, like, I'm with you. I don't want a Fugazi playoff run either. And I think the first step to doing that is building the right culture, building the right structure. And that might take more than a year. It might take more than a year. As tough as it is to hear, I've said it before, I'll say it again, only one team can win the Super Bowl. I'd love for the Giants to go on a serious run. I know exactly what you mean by that. But if a serious run and an organizational culture change takes time. It takes time. Are you sure that Nagy is better than Kafka, bro? Seriously? Yeah. Pretty seriously. Almost indefinitely. Certainly for sure. And whatever other word I can think of. Definitely. Certainly. For sure. Easily. Yes. For sure. Everything we were talking about late game situations was a giant issue with Kafka and Dable last year. But not only that, Kafka's offense was just brutal to watch. Just absolutely brutal to watch. The Chiefs made the Super Bowl 2 years ago. I know their offense wasn't great this year, but they made the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And I know it's not all on the offense, but I'm just saying, I think it's a clear upgrade. A clear upgrade. Kafka doesn't have head coaching experience. Kafka we couldn't decide whether or not he was going to call plays. Like Kafka, like the Giants got better and then worse and then better and then worse. Like when he wasn't calling plays. Like it was complete nonsense. It was a complete shit show. So yeah, no, I'm pretty confident. Nagy could be better than Kafka. And we don't know. Like I said, I can't have it both ways. We don't know, right? If he's going to be better or worse. Coordinators are very tough to project. But as it stands today, I think the floor is pretty low as far as where the Giants are coming from. The bar was pretty low last year. I'd argue the Giants had probably the worst coaching staff in football last year. Maybe the Raiders. But like right there. 1-1. Touchdown AFC. T. Higgins. Ice-T. He's doing the sexy Dexy. That's funny. They didn't even invite him into the Pro Bowl, but he's doing the celebration. Like, I mean, like, yeah, and Kafka probably didn't have a ton of help. But, you know, he also wasn't great when he was getting play calling privileges revoked. Back and forth in 21 and 22. Or no, 22 and 23. It's like, is he calling plays? Is he not calling plays? Is it going to be Dable? It wasn't great. It wasn't great at all. If you keep fighting with Honey, he's going to trade about your star players. Yeah, there you go. Now he goes and call and play, do the Super Bowls. Not on him. Look, again, you might have me on that point. You might have me on that point. But, like, he has been a successful play caller before. He's had good offenses before. And I trust that he will be an upgrade over someone who did not have a successful offense last year, or ever, to be quite honest with you. The Giants' offense was never high-flying. Maybe there wasn't a ton of help, but still. Are you serious? Kafka was awful. You Giants fans are delusionally pessimistic. Thank you, Otis. Sam Kafka coached offense, hung their nuts all over Denver's elite defense, and Shane Bowen ruined it. I'm not... Look, again, that was a good game. That was a good game. But again, this goes back to Kafka. He was incredibly passive in the fourth quarter, and that was not just the Denver game. Most games, Kafka was incredibly passive when it came to the fourth quarter and the second half in general. And again, I feel like I keep needing to respond to this. It's like, yeah, well, Harbaugh and Nagy aren't good in late game situations. I agree, kind of. But again, it's like we saw it all. Like, again, they could be anything. They could be anything. Boy, this has really become a discussion. Jared Goff, first and mid. Brian Dable alone makes the Giants coaching staff better than the Raiders. Like I said, the Raiders didn't have much to hang their hat on last year. Pete Carroll as head coach wasn't incredible, but again, Dabes was not amazing last year. But he did get fired in the middle of the season. So then the Giants fans realized it was not him. It was more so Kafka and organizational struggle than actually blaming Dabes. It's not like he would have kept his job though through the season. Like he was going to get fired regardless. Now the season's over. So there you go. I think Kafka and Nagy are on the same level of bad. I mean, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't think so. But I do think, like, handedly, this coaching staff is better than last year. And I think that alone, in and of itself, is an improvement. And if the Giants look better this year and Matt Nagy doesn't work out, which, again, I'm not saying that if Matt Nagy doesn't work out, we can always just fire him, because what's the point of even saying that? But Harbaugh has the power and mobility and structure to utilize his networking channels and also just to make changes if he needs to. Sacked by Will Anderson. There it is, getting to Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield. But yeah, he has the ability to pivot. He has the ability to hire a new guy. Let's not forget, and this is going to sound super annoying and like I'm cherry picking history, but in 2013, the Ravens fired their OC in the middle of the season. I don't know if you also know what happened in 2013 or 2012. My bad, 2012. In 2012, they fired their OC midway through the season. Ended up going to the Super Bowl. So I trust his coaching staff. It's a bummer that you guys don't. And by you guys, I mean Giants fan 10 and kind of Jarv. Kafka and Nagy literally come from the same system. Yeah, and who had the higher job in that dynamic? Who had a higher privilege and power? Kafka was the QB's coach. Come on, man. What are we talking about here? Jared Goff, looking, steps into it, and he finds Bijan Robinson. We got a touchdown. Why are these 15-minute quarters? 10, 12 tops. I think Nagy's definitely way better than Kafka, although I don't know if he's the best option in terms of play calling. And that's a totally fair take to have. I don't know if he's the best option is something I'm not going to push back at all. I don't know if he's the best option, straight up. He probably isn't. Mike McDaniels would have been great. Who else? Dabes would have been cool. Of course, that would have never happened. But honestly, can you guys tell me who else you would have rather seen? Because to me, Cliff Kingsbury, that's a wash. Ington, coach. But who else? Like, genuinely, who else would you guys rather have seen than Mike Kafka? Like, it's easy to be like, oh, well, he was the Bears coach and he has a dumb face, so I don't like him. And also, the Chiefs offense wasn't great last year and the Chiefs moved on from him, so it's not, awesome. That's fair, but who would we have rather had as Giants fans? And Nagy started as a QB coach too. Well, yeah, you start somewhere, but again, like, it's when they were in the building together, Kafka was higher up. Yeah, they should do 6-minute quarters. I'm a Chiefs hater. I don't think Matt Nagy's that good, but he's better than Kafka. The chemistry with Dart, that's Dave All had hell, but everybody's going to do well in the job. It's slightly below average. Yeah. Again, we can project. We can project and we can figure things out. We can, but like I said, Davis Webb's literally a former Giants quarterback who probably would have got at least some interest in coming here. Yeah, definitely. Did the Giants interview Davis Webb? Who did the Giants actually interview? Again, like I said, I was very unplugged with this intentionally because I don't like I don't like overfollowing coordinators. I think that's very system and relationship dependent. And I don't think Davis Webb has many Harbaugh ties, but again, could be wrong on that. Let's see who they interviewed exactly. Because the whole idea right now is the Giants get experience, which is not a bad thing. There he is, Aubrey. I guess I'm in the wrong tab. Yeah, my bad. And yes, no, they the Cavs and the Clippers did make a trade, which is crazy. Wild, wild stuff. Or, I forgot to say interviews. Interviews. All right. Jim Bob Cooter. Yeah, again, no one was thrilled about him. This I want to see. This you guys know me, the Reddit fiend. But who else was being interviewed here? Like, there's got to be a list. Obviously, Cliff Kingsbury, which again I wouldn't have been thrilled about. In fact, I probably would prefer Nagy. Honestly, I just really don't like Cliff Kingsbury's air raid style, to be quite frank. Him or Webb are my number one options. Yeah, okay, so Webb, I guess, is a big one. But did we like really take a look and like interview Webb? Let's see. Jordan Schultz usually keeps it up. Shedeur Sanders. This is an overall reporter. This is not just a Giants beat reporter. Who would know? Pat Leonard? Pat Leonard would probably know. Yeah, the Giants had to give Jim Bob Cooter an interview. You cannot convince Matt Nagy was option B to F. I mean, I suppose so. There it is. Let me see. I see both ample experience, both from the Andy Reid tree. There you go. Gets the experienced guy. But where are the interviews, man? This is just such an inefficient way to do this. Yeah, Davis Webb. Yeah, he got promoted in Denver. He'd rather stay home. I get that. Yeah, I get that. Obviously, like, yeah, okay, it would have been great to have him, but I understand a guy staying home and getting a promotion with like in-house. That makes sense. Like, you gotta understand these are people too. God, this is really not the Reddit post that I thought it would be. We got r/Giants here. Let's just cut it down the middle. Is today Helmet Catch Day? There it is, guys. Happy Helmet Catch Day. All right, let's see. Your New York Giants official 2026 coaching staff. Let's see how it goes. Let's see the reactions. DC has to be better than Bowen. Harbaugh's an upgrade. Nagy's about the same as Kafka was for me. Again, disagree, but there you go. Yeah, Titans fans, like Wilson didn't love Bowen. No one's gonna blame him there. Wouldn't you rather just kept Kafka and Brasillo? I think Brasillo is more of a package deal with Dabes, but again, that's just me. Yeah, Nagy still got it. Exactly. Let's not forget, like I said, I made all these arguments. He didn't have much to work with in like Kansas City last season or in Chicago. Yeah, I mean, like, look, the overwhelming like response is like, you know, not super thrilled against Super Bowl winner Matt Nagy. Like, the overwhelming response, like, some people aren't thrilled about it, and that's fine. But yeah, this comment especially, the right here, some dumb guy says one of the most articulate things. Said it way better than I've been trying to say. It's like, we're all playing Monday morning QB and trying to criticize what he's doing. He's a better judge of football than the vast majority of us. I'm trusting Harbaugh up until the point he proves me that I shouldn't. Exactly. That's the approach I'm taking. We're analyzing it, and that's what I was trying to do by saying, you know, 6 and explosive plays. This is what happened in Chicago. This is what happened in Kansas City. But again, I trust Harbaugh to make a football decision more than you guys. No offense. No disrespect. And I also don't blame Davis Webb for staying in-house. So there you go. We literally have our Kevin Patullo. Yeah, that's such an overreaction. That's such an overreaction. Did Kevin Patullo have any play calling experience? Is Shedeur Sanders gonna score? Shedeur Sanders is gonna flag guard, but yeah, Kevin Patullo had no play calling experience, and that's such an overreaction. But whatever, we're having fun. We got a lot to work with in New York. Yeah, I think so. I think a bolstered offensive line, a number 1 wide receiver, a really good quarterback, and a solid run game are plenty. Yeah. I think Malik Neighbors would be the best wide receiver on Kansas City. I don't think that's a hot take. I think Dart could be really good. I'm not saying he's Mahomes, but I think he could be really good. I think the Giants' offensive line's pretty solid. And like I said, I think their run game's better. And again, they have the 5th pick in the draft. So their offensive line very easily could be better if they decide to go that route. So yeah, I think those pieces alone. And Wandale. I think Wandale's better than anyone besides Rice. I'd rather have Wandale than Worthy or damn Hollywood Brown. Provided we re-sign Wandale, of course. Yes, Sub got offered the OC job late in the cycle. Again, we should have been proactive in the OC search bar. Culture building, but head coach seems to disagree with me in this segment. Sentiment again. Yes, we know exactly what's going on in the building. Finally, Nico Collins sprints. First time I've seen someone actually run today. Nico Collins sprints and scores a touchdown. So there you go. Touchdown AFC. This game is getting out of hand quick. Golly, this Pro Bowl's taking forever. But yeah. Again, Giants fans, like, we're not in the building. We're not in the building. You know, like, again, we're just assuming that they weren't proactive, that they were just hanging out. They should have tried hiring Nate Skilhasi. Again, getting someone to go from OC to OC is a very tough transition. Like, to get them to leave their team, especially when they're doing well. Oh, I don't care for that. I don't care for that. So I think, who's that? Pat Sertan? No, that's Byard. Making fun of Shedeur. He's showing the watch. I don't care for that. Shedeur's lighting it up. 10 for 11, 2 tubs. Only the ball hasn't hit the ground yet. Only incompletion was a pick, by the way. Our O-line will take a dip without Priscillo. Again, we're assuming that. I think Priscillo's a great coach. We're assuming that. I don't even... Have the Giants hired an OC coach? An O-line coach? Have the Giants hired one? It's fun projecting. It's fun analyzing. This is not me saying there's no point in analyzing, but there is me saying there... Like, again, we don't know for sure. There is no certainty in February football analysis, especially before free agency, especially before the draft, especially before training camp, especially before interviews. Matt Nagy probably hasn't even taken a flight out to New Jersey yet. And we're talking about, you know, how the O-line's for sure going to be worse. I'm going to go into the season optimistically. I've learned going into seasons pessimistically does nothing for anybody. Like, even if you're right, and I usually am as a Giants fan, it's not even worth it. It's like hedging a bet. It's like, what's even the point? Watch enough football to see the more likely scenario as the game gets passed by John and it's already looking dysfunctional. Right, because hiring Mike McCarthy would have been such an upgrade. The game definitely hasn't passed him by. John Harbaugh's one of the winningest coaches, and he was easily the best option within this cycle. I don't think that's a hot take at all. He was easily the best option within this cycle. And I will keep pounding the table. I'd rather have an established veteran head coach with winning experience and overall team organizational experience. CeeDee Lamb, is he going to score? He is. Touchdown NFC at the end of the half. Boy, oh boy. They should just keep this clock running. That's what they do at my flag games. Just keep it running. But what was I saying? Yeah, already looking dysfunctional. I don't think hiring an OC that we don't like is dysfunction. I don't think assuming that they didn't plan for a coordinator hire is dysfunction, personally. We aren't building in other teams. Cube was best, dumb. That was the point I was going to make. I would rather have an experienced head coach than a first time. Like, the Giants have had 3 straight first time head coaches, and 4 actually, and it didn't work out once. Like, Dabes was the hot coordinator. Brian Dable was Clint Kubiak when we hired him. He was the hot coordinator that, like, had just come off like a great offensive season. It didn't work out. It didn't work out. I'm excited for the Giants season. I'm not gonna feel bad about it. I know exactly what I'm getting with Mike, and it's not much. There's not much. There's a various amount of ass Harbaugh can be that I'm not familiar with yet. So you're saying that Harbaugh has a higher variance of outcomes. I'd for sure much rather have that than Mike McCarthy, who has a very capped ceiling. So yeah, no, I'm gonna disagree with you there. Now Giants fans are defending Dable. That hurts. That one hurts. After the games we watched this year on this channel, that hurts. But anyways, Pro Bowl's still happening. It is 36-44 at the end of the first half. An hour for this game feels a bit rich. I get it. They probably charge people. What is the ticket? What is the going rate for a Pro Bowl ticket? I want to see this now. Pro Bowl tickets, like 2026. What is the going rate to go to this game? And I'm just hoping this the clock runs out. I'm pulling this up on Ticketmaster here. Of course, I can't. Oh. Huh. Did you guys know the Pro Bowl was invite only? Like, this whole like back shack kind of organization here. It's because it's invite only. That's why there's only, my hands are so gross. That's why there's only like 20 people in the building. You have to like get invited to like a certain club. Like, oh, you got to wait for something, a letter in the mail. And there's like a small queue, like a raffle. Winners got to go to the Pro Bowl. This whole thing. I'm not going to defend the NBA All-Star game, but this is not fun either. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let's give it 3 years and come back to the discussion. I will own that. Yeah, same here. Same here. You know where I'm going to be. We're all going to be here, hopefully, talking through this Giants season, through the draft, through free agency, through preseason, maybe, through nice catch. Amon-Ra. Nope, he dropped it. Oh, no, that's... Pat, who is that? Cortland Sutton. My bad. I'm so confused. I'm still twisted. But no, exactly. We'll see. Exactly. I'm just going to lean towards optimism. I'm going to lean towards optimism. There's just no point in anything else in February. February 3rd, by the way. We're not even deep into the month. But yeah, we will see. We'll all be here to be able to decide. If 3 years from now, the Giants are a well-oiled machine compete for the playoffs or better, I'll drop a $200 donate. You can screenshot, pin it in the Discord. Hey man, you don't even have to. I'll be happy. I'll be happy in and of itself. But you know what? Whatever you want to do, GF10. I do think the Giants will be a well-oiled machine competing for the playoffs within the next at least 2 seasons. I'd expect it for next season, but I'm not going to call it a failure if it doesn't happen. I just want to see improvement. The Giants have completely stalled for the past, it's felt like 7 years. Joe Judge never got off the ground. Brian Daboll never got off the ground. Yes, that is due in part to Dan Jones, but we can't change history. We can't go back and change Joe Shane extending Daniel Jones. He should definitely get more flack for that, but God knows Joe Shane has caught his heat when it was due. We will see how the season goes, specifically the draft. Pro Bowl is Illuminati initiation confirmed. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This whole thing. You got to be on a certain list to enter the Pro Bowl. Also, more stuff is coming out with the whole documents that were released on Friday. I'm not going to talk about them here on stream, but interesting read, I'll say that. Yeah. Wow, 6 to 8 wins next year. I don't think 8 wins is the end of the world next year. But, I mean, I disagree. But, you know, hey. Nice little double lateral. Cortland Sutton, is he going to score? Did they get his flag? They called him short. No touchdown, I don't think. No touchdown. We are at halftime. Is there a halftime show? God, I hope not. Can we just keep it going? Can we just keep it going? Please don't tell me they're like going into the locker room. Come on, guys, we gotta lock in. Shadeur's on the field. He's angry. I thought Josh Allen showed up. It's Upton Stout. Wait, did they call it a touchdown? Did they serve actually expedite a review? Oh boy, that is a touchdown. That is a score. No doubt about it. All right. It's so funny. No one's talking about the Pro Bowl, but you know, just saying. I was optimistic at 23, got burned hard, told myself this year team has to earn my optimism from that point. And that's a fair point. It's okay to be a jaded Giants fan. I get that. I get that all the way. Optimism is the breeding ground of crippling depression. I'd much rather be pessimistic and either be right and not care. See, for me, it's the opposite. When I'm pessimistic, it's like, even if I don't care about being right. I hope that that's something, like that I've kind of explained on this channel. Like, I don't give a shit about being right. Like, there's no, like, the ego in sports is so funny. People, I don't want to say people's opinions don't matter, but as fans with no skin in the game, the world's not going to end if you're wrong about a sports prediction. And I get it. There's ego. That's the whole fun of it. Fan engagement, right? We feel like what we think matters. But in reality, it's a little antithetical to how sports work overall. Being right doesn't really do it for me. If you're betting on it, that's a whole nother thing. But being right, I could give a shit. I will make a... my best performing short on this channel is me, the Sam Darnold thing. Me admitting that I was wrong with the Sam Darnold thing. Who gives a shit? Like... But that's just me. Enjoy sports how you want to enjoy sports. Nothing wrong with predictions. Nothing on my coaching stuff. Apparently I'm the assistant to the assistant DB strength coach when I get to school in the fall. See, American Dragon son, you're easily the 5th or 6th option, buddy. You're bringing in, like, we can already see the dysfunction within your high school if they're not going to give you a good job. We can already see the dysfunction. You guys should just shut it down for the season. I'm kidding, obviously. That's good news, man. Good for you, man. I'm glad you're getting into coaching. It's a very rewarding and cool experience, and it's challenging. It's very challenging. And I trust that coaches are constantly looking for things to fix, things to refine, and things to grow with. I mean, to me, just being right isn't like a boost to me. It's just more so I don't give a fuck, so I expected this anyway. And that's fair. I get it. It's more like a lack of disappointment, and I get that. But, you know, I've gone into seasons where I'm like, we're going to suck this year, and I've been right. And, you know, it doesn't make me feel any better about it. Of course, this season did hurt a little bit. This season did hurt, but that's part of the fun. You know, you ride the ups and the downs of American sports, of football. You know, the ups, the downs. That's the whole fun of it. You feel something. We watch football to feel something. You do care about being right, Hunter. You've said it on stream. You're only saying it now because it fits your argument. If you could pull the clip of me saying that I really do care about being right, then I could put you 10 clips of me revisiting where I was wrong. That is not a part of my brand at all. I like being right, but it's not a big priority. Obviously, I prefer to be right more than be wrong, but it's not like a make or break thing. I think it's funny, honestly. I think it's funny when I like go 1 for 3 or 1 for 4 on divisional picks, and like or 0 for 2 on championship picks. Like that's pretty funny, honestly. If you're running the Madden playbook, no points, always 2 points. Yeah, you see, there you go. It's Division 1 HBCU. Oh damn! Oh, I thought it was high school. That's even better. That's so sick. Hell yeah! Good for you, American Dragon son. And I get that Giants haven't earned my optimism. That's fair. Like I said, it's fair being the jaded Giants fan. I think being a Raiders fan is worse than being a Giants fan, but every offseason I try and be cautiously optimistic. I'd be a lot more optimistic if I was a Giants fan. Yeah, you see, Otis gets it. Yeah, take a peek into what the Jets are doing, or the Raiders. Jags for a while. The Browns. Todd Monken's not going to work with the Browns. That's my prediction. But it could. Very well could. Liam Cohen worked and it didn't feel good. Nick Sirianni worked and they still want him fired. Do the Raiders not have more wins this decade than the Giants? They might, but it certainly doesn't feel like they do. Or at least the Raiders haven't drafted a quarterback since Jamarcus Russell, and I think in that kind of shows that outside of that 1 year where Derek Carr got hurt, absolute heartbreaker, that the Raiders have never really felt like an actual serious contender, and that sucks. That hurts. That hurts. You were talking about how your picks weren't hitting for the playoffs. You said I want to be right. Yeah, I know I want to be right. I want to be right. But it's not like a make or break thing. Like I'm not, again, I'd rather be right. I'd rather sound smart, but I'm not sitting here like, yeah, I called it. Fuck yeah. Like, doesn't make a difference. Raiders blow shit up. How do they blow shit up? They haven't had a contending team outside of one season. Yeah, maybe 2 actually. The Derek Carr couple of seasons. But I would easily argue that, yeah, being a Raiders fan is tougher than being a Giants. Well, being a Giants fan has definitely led to more heartbreak. When the Giants lose, it is just the most devastating, pull the rug out from under you kind of game. I made that Giants video, the Black Cat game, how we didn't even win the game with the Odell catch, Cowboys game, the Broncos game, always losing the first overall pick. But being a Raiders fan, I don't even know if I could fake being hopeful being a Raiders fan. That's not to dunk on Otis either. It's just me calling it like it is. Not a lot of defense in this one. I mean, it's 44-36 at half. So yeah, not a lot of defense. I'm hoping that at a certain point the players will just say like, hey, let's just let this run out. Yeah, let's get out of here in a half hour. All right, let's just get the hell out of here. We've done the thing. We played football for a while. Golly, it is hot as hell in this room. This light that I'm looking at it's lighting, man. Boy. Woof. Something else I want to talk about, because we've talked about the Giants and how shitty it is being a Giants fan for long enough. Something else I want to talk about. The NFL is expanding next year, going to international countries and 1 domestic location, and I wanted to talk about all these because I think it's funny. Again, this is from Ari Meirov, so if it's not right, blame him, not me. NFL will have games in Paris, France, which I think is very cool. I don't think the NFL's ever had a France game. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think they have. So that's cool. Melbourne, Australia. Boy, oh boy. Getting up for that game is going to be a grind. Playing that game is going to be hell. Oh, man. How far is Australia ahead of the U.S. time-wise? Like, from L.A., Australia is 14 to 15 hours. So at best, you're dealing with an 11-hour time change. Maybe, yeah, 11 and a half. 11-hour time change in Australia. Good day. That's going to be crazy. I wonder when that game's going to be. Obviously in the morning, right? 11 hours. Gosh, they're probably going to have to play that game prime time over there. Yeah, man, it's probably gonna be a night game in Melbourne, Australia. But again, hey, going to new places, new faces. I wonder if my light's gonna fall. That'd be such a bummer. That would not be a good epic stream moment if my light fell. Boy. All right. Hopefully that sticks. That light's giving me a headache. Whatever. Other locations. Rio, Brazil. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. You know, you get the... What's it? The Jesus statue? I forget what it is. The Savior of Men. What is that statue called? Christ the Redeemer, I believe. Want to get that right. Brazil statue. Brazil statue of Jesus. Is that what it's called? Christ the Redeemer. Nice. Cristo Redentor. Redentor. Nice. There you go. I want to see an NFL game in the Tokyo Dome. That would be sick. Hell, if we're going to go to Australia, anything's possible. Hell, send them to the moon at this point. Damn. Yeah, no, the Vikings won't be going overseas anytime soon. It feels like they always send the Vikings overseas. The Falcons, they always send overseas too. So, you know, watch out, American Dragon Son. But heartbreak, it's broke. You watch your favorite play. No, yeah, Otis. We've covered Derek Carr. We're making it the Derek Carr video. I promise you that. I hate Japan, but their mistakes in sports are really cool. Why do you hate Japan? Why do you hate Japan? What'd Japan do? I don't hate Japan. I don't think there's any country I hate. Nah, it's just Clippers fans. That's just it. That's it. Other locations. Munich, Germany. Going back to Germany, they might send the Giants over there. I know that's Germany's team. For better or for worse. And then Madrid, Spain. Was there a game in Madrid this year? I feel like there was. Maybe? I don't... Who the hell cares? That's cool, though. That's cool, Madrid, Spain. That game's obviously going to be on grass. We are Derek Carr. Exactly. I hate Japan, yeah. And this is my favorite one. This is the whole reason I wanted to talk about this. This very well could have been a typo or something. I'm going to read this list again, just to make, you know, add to the dramatic appeal of it. Paris, France. Melbourne, Australia. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Munich, Germany. Madrid, Spain. And Wyoming. Paris, Melbourne, Rio, Munich, Madrid, Wyoming. That's right. The people ask, the people shall receive. The NFL's going to Wyoming. And you can take that to the bank. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. Are they going to have Ye at the halftime show? Oh, man. Wyoming is getting a football game. Sure, man. I want to make sure that that's actually happening. But, yeah, we're not pressing people about the Madden League. We're not pressing people about the Madden League. Wyoming, basically another country. Yeah, no, seriously. Seriously. I want to verify that the NFL is going to Wyoming. Let me make sure on that. Is the NFL... I'm just Googling this one. I don't even want it on my computer. Is the NFL going to Wyoming? No, like not moving. Maybe Ari Merov lied. Hold on. Let me double check this. Because I don't... Imagine if I was wrong on that. Let me pull up the tweet again. Because he put Wyoming 2, which felt like a typo. I want to verify this. Where is it, man? Come on. International. Golly. 9 international games. Wait. Okay, so this was a tie. I've been lied to. I got by a fake post. This is why I can't source things from Reddit. This is why I can't source things from Reddit. Wyoming is not getting football. Now I'm sad. Now I'm heartbroken. I lied to you guys, and that's on me. Again, I saw this picture. I hope it... My phone is filthy. Oh, God. Look, I didn't make this up. Wyoming. I don't know if... Will it focus? Wyoming 2. The 2 was little cause for alarm. Damn it. I got. That's a heartbreaker. I was actually really hoping for that. Damn it. Well, I guess there's no Wyoming game. That was worthless. Damn it. Well, our Northwest friends are going to have to keep waiting. But I guess the Seahawks cover it for now. Put a team in North Dakota for viewers. I want to see what happens. Yeah, no, we were all excited about the Wyoming football game. What the fuck? We've been lied to. We've been hoodwinked. This is absolutely devastating. I'm more torn about this more than more than Nagy signing. I thought football was coming to Wyoming. I was told that we were going to get a resurgence of Central North football. I got to stand up. My back's killing me. I thought we were going to get, you know, the Wyoming game. Why? Wyoming. It would have been fire. It would have been like the Bills. Hell, move the Bills to Wyoming. They're due for a good performance or two. They got the Madden cam for the Pro Bowl here. Joe Flacco rolling to his right. Joe Flacco's going to keep it himself. He does a fake lateral to Zach Bond, but he gets a first down. There it is. Wow, I'm glad I stood up. My back. Holy hell. Old man Hunna getting... Golly, man. Yeesh. Gotta eat this banana. Halftime review. Banana. Bills, Pats, in Wyoming. Yeah, with rivalry jerseys, nice and cold. The lighting's not great. Why can't they put a game up in Anchorage? What are some dream, I guess, NFL location games that we have here? I would love a game in Alaska. I think that would be electric. You get like the polar bears going up there. You get me eating a banana on stream. It does not cease. I'm not thrilled about this, but you know, carbs are carbs. Game is game. Yeah, what is a international location we've been looking forward to here? Bring Josh Allen back to Wyoming. Wyoming's flag is at Buffalo. Yeah, you see? It makes sense. It makes sense. Send, like, maybe have it be what's a white team? Cowboys Colts, maybe? Cowboys Colts, live from Anchorage, Alaska. They both look like polar bears. Why not? They both look icy. Rebranded team. Penguins. Yeah, now we're getting crazy. But, yeah, man, I'd love to see a game in Alaska. I know that's not international, by the way. I know that doesn't count. Where else? Tokyo would be fun. I'm sure that's not much of a football market, but Tokyo would be fun. Cuba, Puerto Rico, there it is. Move the Dolphins to Alaska. Tyler Warren, nice little check down. Joe Flacco knows how to get his yards when he can. Would love for an NFL game to be played at a high school stadium. That would never happen. It would be funny, though. What do we think about the Matt Nagy hire? Oh, boy, we're going to open this up again. We did talk about it a lot. Man with a plan. Welcome to the stream, by the way. We talked about it a lot. In short, I'm optimistic about it. Much more optimistic than most, apparently. I think the bar is low, and I think that if it doesn't work, we'll be able to pivot because John Harbaugh has the connections and the structure. But again, time will tell, and I can see why people are pessimistic. I just am not one of those people. I think it very well could work out. Vietnam. American football has a little bit of motion in Japan. I think they have probably... Really? Touchdown AFC, by the way. Jamar Chase grading in the end zone the way God intended. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know Japan was really doing something. Would China be a crazy shout? South Korea would be cool. I was almost going to throw North up there, but I don't think that would go. It shouldn't happen. I realize now the music's been off for a while. Holy hell, I got so caught up in the Matt Nagy talk. Let me pull the music really quick. I know this is kind of awkward, me like leaning into the thing here. Wow, that Kirby music went quick. Great, now it smells like banana in my room. 2-point try is good, by the way. 52-36 in the Pro Bowl. I kind of alluded to this. If we could, it wouldn't work. It would be dangerous. It's a dumb idea. It's a stupid idea. But if we could get a game in Russia in December, oh man. Like Russian cold, Slavic. You got people wearing fur minks on the sideline and like those big ass hats. Could you imagine that? Russian football? All you could do is run the damn ball. So you got Russians in the stands. You got Russian on the field. You know, because that's a stupid joke. But you know, I'm holding a banana. I feel funnier when I'm holding a banana. I should just clip my Rode mic to this, and this is how I should do videos. Just get a prop banana and then just clip my mic to it. But no, man. That I think that would be a stupid idea given the geopolitical where everything is right now. But it'd be a hell of a game. You can't get football weather more than fucking deep Moscow, you know? Yeah, Moscow. Can't wait till I get 50 shorts of me so I can stream battle either. Yeah, there you go. Our losing team stays in the goal. Yeah, losing team stays there. Exactly. The Moscow Miracle. You see? See? We're building something here. Who would we? You gotta send the Jets over there. You cannot send quality football. You gotta send the Jets, and you gotta send. What's a team that would like go to Moscow? The Jets. It's got to be like an old school football team, just ground and pound. I mean, the Jets just suck. They're not old school. They just suck. Golly, Jets and who else? No, not the Panthers. Couldn't even finish the thought. Washington. Send Washington versus the Jets. I know they're not even old school, but that fits. Get Washington over there and get the Jets over there, and let's just see what happens. Why not? Why not? What do we have to lose? The bar is Shane Bowen and Mike Kafka. Jets Packers, that's not bad. Yeah, Giants fan 10, same page as me. Jets commies, yeah. Manders, there you go. Jets Falcons, we already saw that international, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. I like it. These are all good ideas. If we send a game to Moscow, it cannot be like Chiefs Bills, which again might not even be that great of a game, but still, it cannot be Chargers Dolphins. That would actually be pretty funny. That game would be 0-0. That would be a 0-0 tie. Chargers Dolphins in Moscow in December would be a 0-0 tie, and you could take that to the bank. The Packers has to be run by the collective. That's a good point. That's a good point. Collective ownership, collective country. There you go. It's also a China game. Send the Packers over there as well. You know. Can't agree on the chance we can agree the hypothetical. Yeah, exactly. See, when you bring real dialogues to the table, it's like, what matchup would we like to see in Moscow, Russia? What's another area? You know, what would an India game look like? I'll throw it out there. What would an India game look like? Like, would New Delhi be able to handle that? Like, that's not I don't know if that's a burgeoning football market. But if it is, it would be interesting. Again, as soon as I saw Sydney or Melbourne, Australia on there, nothing is off the table in my book. You could send a team to the fucking North Pole for all it matters at this point. Damn, 12-hour time difference. Sydney, Australia. You can send a team, like I said, to goddamn Jupiter at this point. If you're going to send them to Australia, why even split the difference at this point? Yeah, there's an Australia game. At least I think. We thought there was a Wyoming game, but that was crazy. Yeah, no, Melbourne, Australia. Let me pull up on the film room here. Not to be yelling, but this is what we got. Possibly more. So Wyoming is not off the table, all right? It's not off the table. And the Saints will actually be the home team in France, which makes sense. Has there been an Italy game? That would be fun. Seems a little obvious to me. Epstein's Island, man. There you go. Yeah, lots of fans of the biggest arena in the world. Yeah, you see, that would be okay. Lots of fans. It would sell out, unlike the Royal Rumble in Riyadh, which is the one place I probably wouldn't want to see. Among others, I should say, among other locations you probably don't want to see. You probably don't want to see North Korean football. You probably don't want to see I don't think the NFL is going to go to Jerusalem anytime soon. Done. End of sentence. Not gonna unpack that at all. Not gonna unpack that at all. I had to say that. I don't think we're not gonna see it. That's it. Moving on. I'm not engaging in that dialogue. But yeah. London getting 3 games, little low-hanging fruit there. Munich going back to Germany. Wouldn't be shocked if they stuck the Giants in that one. Giants are due for an international game. And Spain, Brazil, and Paris, which will have the Saints. How would the Taliban run a football game? That's a good question. That's a really good question. Boy, oh boy. But what about Tua? That's a good point. You're right. Tua brought it up, not me. Yeah, you're right. He was like, shit, I'd love to see that. All right, Tua, get your ass over there. Touchdown Puka Nacua. He's getting involved. Did some stupid dance. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. Every time Puka scores, I do the hands thing. I'm not doing it this time. But yeah, man, those are some dream locations. The cool thing is you can limit it to anywhere on planet Earth, right? If you want to see a game in, I'm trying to think of a random country. God damn, I completely blanked. If you want to see a football game in Greece, or you want to see a football game in Yemen, dream it. Send them an email. Send Roger an email saying, here's what I want to see in the NFL in 2035. I want to see you guys expand big. I want to see a game in the North Pole. Or even crazier, Wyoming. The fact that the Wyoming dream was ripped from us is just so damn devastating. It's crazy. It's heartbreaking. We could have a Hawaii game if that's possible. I would love that. We've definitely seen it, obviously, with the Pro Bowl. Not this year, apparently. It's in Santa Clara, right next to the electrical substation. By the way, touchdown NFC. They're back in this game. Again, if I bet this game, I would be miserable. Absolutely miserable. But, yeah, man. Nice pass, by the way. I don't know if that was Goff or Dak or Hurts, but nice pass by the NFC quarterback there. It just goes to show how much I'm paying attention. But, yeah. Hawaii would be fun. Wyoming would be cool. That would be a cool thing, honestly. If the NFL, again, there's not much of a point to them accessing U.S. markets. I think the NFL's got the United States pretty well covered. But I do think if they just put games in random-ass college stadiums every now and again, that would be fun. The NFL's not about fun. We call it the No Fun League, but that would be fun. Send the NFL to Birmingham, Alabama. Send the NFL to Death Valley. To Key West, Florida. I don't think they have a football stadium in Key West, Florida, but you know what I'm saying. You know, and just, you know, you name it. You name the city. Like, send them to Reno. Send them to, you guys, you're not gonna believe this. I can think of more cities. Send them to Fargo, North Dakota. Now we're talking. Send them to Fargo. Like, we've got this. We've got this covered. We're talking international and national football here. They should do a Losers Bowl game in Hawaii, bottom 2 teams every year. Winner gets the #1 pick. I don't think that's a bad shout. Kind of talked about it in my tanking video. It probably wouldn't work, but it's not a bad try. What if I had a game in Oakland, stay with me? A team plays the whole season in Oakland, stays with me. That team, Raiders. That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. Oh boy, I gotta change this. Back to the primary 2. Back's killing me. Does anybody know where I can get a Percocet? I'm kidding. Man, I'll tell you, nothing worse than not being able to find something in like a store. I was walking around Kroger today looking for sourdough bread, and I was in a new grocery store, and I kept just mumbling to myself, which is never good, never healthy to do. I was like, who's the guy got to blow to find sourdough bread around here? It's not the kind of thing you want to say in public, but I'd rather say it on the internet, a public forum that'll be recorded forever. Nothing more American than Utah and football. They eat that up. Yeah, exactly. Utah football. Put a game in BYU and just see what happens. Make them play at the Gopher Stadium. Oh, wait. Yeah, seriously. Then you'll get Blair Walsh wide left. The joint is a great place to adjust your back. Hey, man, you know what? At this point, I'm done with Western medicine. I'm going holistic. I'm gonna fly to South America and take ayahuasca like Raj. That's my plan. As soon as I get enough donations, I'm gonna live stream myself from South America. Me in like a hut, drinking some fun juice, and then, you know, doing the Aaron Rodgers, just like sitting there, face all red, eyes flushed, just like, this is just so beautiful, man. Everything I've done, everything I've been through, it's all coming together in this moment right here. This is why I'm here. Not to be an athlete, not to be Aaron Rodgers. I'm just a person. I'm a human being. That's my Aaron Rodgers impression. All right, let's watch some Pro Bowl football. What do you think? Deep ball. That's a pick. That's a pick. Did Shedeur throw that? Did Shedeur just throw another pick? No, that's a touchdown. What is going on? It's a touchdown to Nashawn Wright, who was playing. Wait, why is it a touchdown? It wasn't a touchdown. They picked what a bunch of idiots. What a bunch of bricks in the ESPN graphics department. An interception was marked as a touchdown. Jesus, this is the same company that said, no, Hunter, we're good. We don't need you. We're good. We got it figured out. We got AI doing the job we would hire you for. Like, here, we're good. So Shedeur just threw a pick. I'm heartbroken. That'd be popping pills, Hannah. Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, that'll be the Wednesday stream. Hannah tries various pain-killing drugs. YouTube's not gonna like this stream. I can't blame him either. You know Micah's on a couple, and you know Micah's on probably some Oxy, driving a scooter around the Pro Bowl. For God's sake, if you're not watching the Pro Bowl, you're not missing anything. But Micah Parsons is in fact on a scooter, sitting on the sideline, hanging out, talking shop. Did we cover our bases with the international games? I liked that dialogue a lot. Canada game. Oh my God, I didn't even think a Canada game. Hello? Hello? A Canada game. It makes so much sense. The Canadian Football League. Come on. Cold weather. I've always said if the NFL ever does expand to internationally, Canada makes easily, not even close, the most sense. I know geopolitically, the US and Canada aren't exactly on speaking terms. However, if things get better, I would like to see a team in Canada, specifically the New York Jets. Just Winnipeg Jets, right there. Just be Winnipeg Jets 2. Call it, it's right there. Mike is popping fighting like a madman right now. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Going full Rogers, just go to Seattle, it's legal. That's true, you go to Seattle or Oregon and basically try whatever. They say when you drive into Oregon, the state trooper is sitting at the border, and he's stopping everyone and then giving him a pipe. It's not true. I don't want to get got. That's not true. How about Mexico, Cuba? They've done games in Mexico, I believe. Mexico City. Rams, Chiefs. It's a bummer that game wasn't played in American soil, because that was like the best game of football ever. But yeah, they have played games in Mexico City, which was wild. Canada game with a regional tryout the day before. That's not bad. That's not bad. Force the teams to have 2 or 3 open spots in the practice squad and just see what happens. It's not bad. Jets be forced to move to Toronto. There you go. Right there. Toronto Jets. That rolls off the tongue. Or rename them. Who cares? The Toronto Moose. There you go. The Moose is loose. They write themselves. You can get a shirt. The Moose are loose. Done. You trade for David Montgomery and you make shit happen. I'm not a GM, but I know how to brand. Hunnaball. Bear pajamas. These are my Brian Dable pajamas. That's mean. That's mean. Toronto definitely should be Canada's team. You know, I'm not very well versed with Canadian cities. Obviously, Montreal exists. All I know about Canadian cities is like they exist. Okay, let's see. Ottawa, Montreal, Winnipeg, Toronto, Quebec. Did I say Winnipeg? I'm going to count Winnipeg again. If I said it already, it sucks. Nova Scotia. Hasselbeck. That's not a place. There's another one. Banff. Banff. Anybody been to Banff? That's 8 cities. That's not bad. That's not bad. I dare you to name a city that I didn't just list. Toronto Meese. See? There it is. Another shirt all about Meese. You know? That's not as good, but it's there. It's something. Hamilton's a city, right? Well, you got me beat. I've never heard of it. Alberta. Fuck. Alberta. That is one. That is one right there. Damn it. Kyle Juszczyk just took a holding call. Edmonton. Damn, I forgot Edmonton. That's another one. Shit. Damn it. I gotta brush up on my Canadian trivia. Alberta and Edmonton. Those are 2 heartbreakers. Followed the CFL for a year, so those are the only cities I know. You see. What was that like following the CFL? Toronto Beavs. Yeah, Beavers. Well, come on. Beavers. Who doesn't love a beaver? That's what I'm saying. Anyone who if you say beaver and someone's like, oh, you know, beaver, that's a little innuendo there. It's like, man, grow up. Jesus. Come on. Gah, man. Jets should get conference. They're the only team that are ever going to win a game. Yeah, no, seriously, the Jets should get relegated. We know that. And Drake did ruin Canada for everyone. But that's how you rebrand it. You start from the ground up. You say, you guys can keep Drake or ship Drake over to the East. Send Drake to Athens, Greece, and just like figure your shit out, buddy. Figure it out elsewhere. Send him anywhere. Literally anywhere. Just get him out. Get him out. We don't want him. Drake sucks. You're not like us. British Columbia, Vancouver. Did I not say Vancouver? Woof. I did not say Vancouver. Woof. That's a heartbreaker. That's like my heart is broken. I didn't say Vancouver. That one hurts. Yeesh. Send Drake to Atlanta. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Who said Drake was like valid in Atlanta? Was that Quavo or was that Future? 2 Trains? I forget. Someone said Drake is valid in Atlanta. Jalen Hurts, once again, dink and dunk in the Pro Bowl, man. Come on, what are we doing here? Good news is this geography talk is more invigorating than the Pro Bowl, and this game, we were almost through the third quarter. I love streaming, and this is one of the last football games we're going to see this year, but boy, not much to discuss watching the Pro Bowl. This might be the last time we stream the Pro Bowl. You're not allowed to say Drake, you're not like us. Well, hey man, I'm quoting the song. I get that I'm not allowed to say it, but I did. He's a pedophile. You see the Harbaugh news? The Giants have an offensive coordinator who sucks. No, Giants signing Matt Nagy. If that's the Harbaugh news, then yes, we did see and discuss it. Welcome to the chat, Kaysen. But if there is more news, please let us know. Or maybe you mean Harden news, in which case, yes, Harden is a Cleveland Cavalier. Weird enough. Speaking of football, Brainrot, every time I hear Drake, now I get flashback by the default pick of Drake. That's Pat's fan brain rot for you. I get that. There's already enough rappers saying dumb stuff about my team. Yeah, that's true. Atlanta's going far this year. I like what they've built. Atlanta's repping in the Pro Bowl. They got Bijan, who really hasn't. Has he touched the ball? That's a Kevontae Turpin touchdown. Yup. Nice. NFC is 2 points away from tying this John up. I guess as long as we keep Aubrey away from the Dirty Birds. Yeah. Seriously. There you go. I like some of Drake's music, but I can admit he's kind of a weird guy. Come on. Going to Atlanta, we need to check balance. That's what I'm talking about, yeah. Let me break it down for you. It's a real challenge. It's a real challenge. Jalen Hurts, 2-point try. It is good. Bijan, there he is. Was just saying it. Is Bijan getting involved? The NFC ties this game up, and we are going to the fourth quarter. Boy, howdy, man. Gosh, man, we've been sitting for a while the last few weeks. Something about this chair in a moment like this. I thought this back pad would do it, but I'm gonna keep standing. Goodness, man, the rest of this stream. So if I'm out of the camera, that's my fault. That's on me. I'll own that. I can take that. But yeah, fellas. Okay, let's win games. Yeah, I'm so NBA pilled right now. Wait, I missed something. Darius Garland's decent for Harden. I think it makes sense for both teams. I wonder what the instant reaction is. I'm sure Bleacher Report's come out with some sort of like grade yet. I wonder what like popular media's reaction is. Because fancy's a race. Exactly. Clearly, Shedeur Sanders is not the problem in Cleveland. Clearly, he's the guy. He's the man with a plan. Clearly. Oh boy, 52 up. End of the third quarter in Santa Clara. Don't get too close to the substation or else, torn Achilles incoming. Coming in hot, as they say. But yeah, man. We shouldn't have heard Stefanski isn't part of the rap culture. Woof. I don't know if that's a good take. What coach would be part of the rap culture? I mean, yeah, who? I mean, Mike McDaniel, I don't think he qualifies as being part of the rap culture, but he does listen to rap. He has said that many times. I don't think Chris Shula would have been part of the rap culture. I don't know. It's like just Atlanta fans are tricky. Dion Prime, duh. Should hire Coach Prime. Hell, everyone should hire Coach Prime. If the Giants could fire Harbaugh and or I keep thinking Mike Kafka and or oh my God, Matt Nagy and replace him with Coach Prime, 12 wins easy. Forget about it. 12, 13, 14, 17 wins easy. Brandon was rapping big after his first win against the Titans. That was electric. God, man, that was a hell of a day. I mean, I didn't have a great day, but that was not because of the New York Giants. If the Giants didn't win that game, that probably would have gone down as one of the worst days of my life. Like if the Giants went for 2 and didn't get it, which they did, but if they didn't get that 2-point conversion, that probably would have gone down as one of the worst days of my life. But the Giants won. Everything was washed away. Everything was great. Ordered wings, hung out. Life is perfect. But the stakes were high. Stakes were high, I'll tell you that. When Randy Bullock missed that kick, that's another thing. If Randy Bullock, future Giants kicker, knocked that kick through, I might not be here today. Not that I'd be dead, but I certainly wouldn't love football enough to stream. Coach Trump should retire and hop on Nightcap. He's my favorite athlete ever. He should hop on Nightcap permanently. That would be great. That three are electric. Those three are electric. They're a lot of fun. I'm yawning during the Pro Bowl. What is wrong with me? Gosh. I want to see what the overall reaction is. I didn't even eat this stupid banana, by the way. Like, I opened it, you know. Little Donkey Kong moment. Here we go. I pulled it too early. That banana's not right. That banana's not right. Banana food review. Not great. But better than these stupid things. Better than the protein starburst. I'm holding this at like an 80-degree angle. Let's see if we can get it to 90. Okay, they are falling a little bit, but as you can see, they're sticking pretty well. Yeah. Not great. Not great. If you missed the last stream, or 2 streams ago, I don't even remember, we reviewed protein candy. These are supposedly Starbursts, but they're like bendy. Like, this is not, that's not how Starburst, this is not, this camera's easier to like show how gross these are. Just look at that. Like, what the fuck? My hands are so gross, but yeah, there it is. Anyways, enough of that. The DK lawsuit, the man who punched him is suing for $100 million. $100 million? Well, that I'm looking up. That I'm looking up right now. What the hell? That banana was not ripe. That pisses me off. Woof. You were not kidding. All right, well, to the film room we go. I know I said I wasn't going to sit down anymore, but had to for this. 2 Chainz said you're good, but he lied. All right, there it is. All right. After getting an altercation, okay, you guys can read, but I'll go through it. After getting an altercation at the sidelines of Ford Field, Detroit Lions fan Ryan Kennedy is officially taking DK Metcalf, Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver, and several others, let's not forget, including Ford Field. Wow, so he's getting everybody to court and seeking an excess of $100 million in damages. A season ticket holder for 15 years is suing Metcalf, Chad Ochocinco Johnson. What a curveball. This is like Endgame. The Steelers, Ford Field Management, and 2 media companies for their role in defamatory and life-altering statements after Johnson claimed on his YouTube video that a physical altercation between Kennedy and Metcalf at Ford Field on December 21st stemmed from Kennedy's use of racial and derogatory slurs. They're also viewing media companies like Shay Shay Media and The Volume, which is Colin Cowherd's media company, on one account of assault and battery against Metcalf. Oh, wait, no, they said one account of assault and battery against Metcalf, which apparently was not true. Okay. I want to be clear about one thing. I didn't use any racial slurs, no hate speech, none of that stuff. That's all I got. Go Lions. Nice. Even if you did, I forgive you, man. I'm just going to sue you for $100 million. Again. Okay, so the Lions declined to comment. Metcalf and the Steelers didn't respond. I'm assuming like Cowherd and everyone else is going to respond. Look, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not gonna make some grandiose take. Second and goal for the AFC, by the way. But I will say one thing. One of my biggest, and I mean biggest, pet peeves is when people go to court with like a bullshit case. I really don't like that. I understand that he's punching up. I understand that the Lions got it, that Metcalf's got it, the Steelers got it. Colin Cowherd can afford it. He is definitely the small fry in this equation. But when Drake did it, it was corny. There was also something else I'm trying to remember that I thought was super corny. It may have been in a movie. I don't remember, which I guess would kind of defeat the whole point. But anytime something goes to court or turns into a lawsuit, that's when I start to feel very icky about it. And this thing in particular, just completely out of bounds. Completely out of bounds. I don't remember the whole situation. If you guys remember, this was the week I didn't watch football, which again, that was a fun stream. I'm going to do that again next year where I'm not going to watch football for a day and then hop on and just like react to everything in real time and just get rushed. You guys tell me if you have a different opinion. Maybe it did come out that he's, you know, a good guy or something, but... Okay, duplicate posts. But it's my understanding the number means next to nothing. You have the opportunity to put a number down and generate press. But if it gets to court, damage will be calculated independently. Yeah. So whatever. The money is whatever. The money is what the money is. 4th and goal, it goes incomplete. And NFC football, who cares? But like, I just don't care for that. This really feels like an overblown thing. Especially to end it like, you know, I forgive you, go Lions. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, defamation's a bold statement. This is it. Holy hell. How the hell did this is like all I've been watching for the past couple of days. Okay. I'm not a YouTube beef guy. I never watched Keemstar back in the day. Here is something I want to say right now and for sure. This is not someone I've ever talked about on this stream. It's not someone I'll ever talk about again. Caleb Hammer. Dude sucks. Dude sucks. And as you can see, what's going on with Caleb Hammer and D'Angelo? I am not even a big D'Angelo watcher. But I've watched a couple of his stuff. Good streamer, good content creator, been around forever. He made a video about Caleb Hammer, to which Caleb Hammer responded with, "This is defamation. You're lying about me. I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue your ass." It's like, dude, like, be softer. Honestly, be softer. Threaten defamation when it's people discussing in an open dialogue, as if that's not par for the course in the world we live in. This is what drives me crazy. When people threaten lawsuits over things that are just like a diss. Drake did it. This Lions fan's doing it. Caleb Hammer's doing it. Cornballs all around. I feel like I'm in Nebraska. There's so many cornballs. That joke sucks. But the point is that I hate lawsuits and I hate when people try and go there and claim defamation. You made me look stupid on the internet. You can't do that. I'm going to sue you. It's like, shut up, bro. I'm going to get $100 million out of you. I will destroy your life. Nothing drives me more crazy. Maybe my back injury. 616 in LA is okay. Yeah, yes, you guys. It's barely small for here. This guy's his own mortgage company. Okay, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's right. Season ticket holder for 15 years in the front row. Yeah, my bad, honestly. It's not like this guy's strapped for cash. Good point. Really good point. He's petty as I've called him to Kalen in the press release. I got the corn joke. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. Yeah, no, petty as hell. I agree. I completely agree. I should be alert at this point. Suits prepare. Yes, Suits. Phenomenal show. And really quick, 616 is definitely underrated. I love that song, Jarv. Corn is always interesting. Yeah, careful. Nebraska's a city for defamation. Exactly. This is the world we live in. And maybe I'm biased as someone who speaks and says more or less whatever I want to on the internet. So maybe I am a little bit biased and my opinion's a little skewed in this dialogue. But you guys let me know if you think... I think defamation is thrown around so lightly in today's digital age, and I just think it's super tacky. I really don't like it. It'd be one thing if someone was spreading... I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, man. If you post an embarrassing picture of your buddy, is that defamation? You know? And this Lions guy obviously has a little bit more of a case, as people were talking about racial slurs and all that stuff. But it's uncharted territory. It's tacky. It's gross. I have no respect for people that want to take their issues to court. Resolve it like men. And I understand you can't resolve it like a man with DK Metcalf or the NFL. But again, he resolved it like a man. He got into a fucking brouhaha with DK Metcalf on the field. So, yeah, man. George Pickens, first down. There you go. Move the stick. First and goal. But yeah, that's the thing. How often do those cases even win? That's a good question. Probably never. Probably never. But again, our legal system's all over the place. And they probably will just settle. Like, they probably will just... They'll be like, hey, man, we'll give you 20 grand to just shut up. And, like, just never come to a Lions game again, buddy. That's probably what'll happen, because that's, you know, that's punching up. Another flag. A touchdown being called back. I will say, the officials have really ruined this game, but CeeDee Lamb, among others, do not understand what flag guarding is. Now it's kind of obvious. Now that you know what to look for, CeeDee Lamb covers his flags every time he has the ball. It's absurd. Did y'all see that ref? I think so. I think I know what you're talking about. What, big fella? Or Micah Parsons on the field shaking his head. Before, I'd be pretty mad if I paid good money to go to an NFL game in front of our season and get punched in the face. I agree, but I also think fans have definitely taken... Again, I wasn't there. I don't even know the full story because, again, I didn't watch football that day. But I feel like fans definitely overdo it a little bit. Like Malice in the Palace, I think that's a different case because Ron Artest beat the shit out of that guy. But fans go too far sometimes, and that's pretty gross, in my opinion. Hot take. Brace kicked the fuck up. She's kicked the fuck up. Yeah, no one's gonna disagree with you. I noticed that earlier, but I didn't want to comment on it. We saw a high profile one win a couple years ago with the Amber Heard one. That's true. That is true. A lot of them feel like shakedowns though, which I don't care for. Shakedowns, suit term. Second and goal, Dak. Touchdown, George Pickens. There it is. Where was that in the Fantasy Football Championship, George? We got 7 minutes to go on this game. The NFC's taking a lead. Hope you had the over. Boy, oh boy. You used to wear shorts that match the flag colors. Yeah, that's a cheap move, but it's not a bad strategy. Hell, I should do that. Oh my god. I should do that. It has to be yellow shorts, though. That's not really my speed. Yellow or blue shorts. I don't own either. I should give me some New York Giants shorts. That would be sick. I'll tell you, Giants blue doesn't look great on me. Just kidding. The guys seem into it. Well, now the game's close. This is where chips are down. Maybe we should start talking about the Pro Bowl, actually. Mike looks so stupid on the scooter, but I can't lie. This is kind of fun. All right, now we got people talking. Yeah, this is kind of fun. All right, that one kid got shoved by Devontae a few years ago. Got compensated. I think by the NFL probably. Yeah, probably. 2-point try is good, and Kyle Hamilton is not happy. He wants to win this one. Standards for defamation is pretty hard to reach because it has to be actual malice and spreading false information. It's kind of hard to prove intent. That's kind of what I've gathered. Again, not a lawyer, non-legal advice here, but yeah, no, that's it. It's a very hard case to prove, especially within the digital era where everyone's got an opinion on everything. Like, could you imagine if I came on here and was just like, Shane Bowen doesn't belong on an NFL sideline. He's a terrible human being. And he was like, you can't say that. You're making my character look bad. And then he sued me. That'd be probably a great thing for the channel, though. Hunnaball gets sued by Shane Bowen for calling it like it is. Oh man. I was MVP of the year. I did that. It's not a bad strat. That's a pro move right there. Clint Kubiak goated. Yeah, man. Raiders fans, get hyped. Often you hear that. Yeah, Raiders fans, get fired up. Clint Kubiak. Homecoming. I believe in miracles. Boy, I don't even know what to clip here. I'm trying to think of like clips throughout this stream. Like maybe when shedeur scored? Maybe? I don't... Oh, boy. But yeah. Of course, when I start to focus on the Pro Bowl, we get an ad. But yeah, we're going to see. And by the way, like I said, if you're just joining us, probably going to stream sometime later this week. I'm planning Friday, most likely. We'll do a Friday stream, and obviously we're streaming the Super Bowl. So on Friday, we're going to probably watch, I don't know, college basketball or something. I don't know. And do our Super Bowl predictions, do our picks, and get to it, you know? And then Sunday is going to be sick. If you can make it for the Super Bowl show, that would be great. If you can't, I get it. And, you know, let people know. Be like, hey, there's this YouTuber I watch all the time. He makes great content and is super hilarious. You should check him out. If you're going to a Super Bowl party, let him know. Help me network. I need Pickens next year. There you go. Welcome to the chat, James. Yeah, exactly. He's good to have. But again, you need Pickens next year in fantasy. I can't forget. We're going to get George Pickens for $24 million a year. That made me laugh when we had that George Pickens contract conversation. Free agency is going to be sick. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the G-men do in free agency. Giants have never been a big free agency splash team, and when they are, it never works out. Olivier Vernon, that was a trade, I think, but that was a bullshit sign. Nate Solder, nightmares. Kenny Golladay, I don't even need to get into that. Yeah, just, you know, miss after miss after miss. You stream NFL Honors. There it is. Got to stream NFL Honors. Duh, good call, Mahi. Yeah, we got to stream the NFL Honors. Yeah, we'll be here. It'll be a shorter stream, obviously. Golly, man. It'll be a shorter stream, obviously, but yeah, no, we'll be here for the NFL Honors. Hell yeah. So mark your calendar, man. We're probably going to go 3 straight, back to back to back, like the Lakers in the early 2000s. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. Just 3, actually. 3 streams in a row. I was doing the LeBron. 6 minutes to go in Santa Clara. The Pro Bowl is getting electric. We are back. The Pro Bowl game is brought to you by unnamed mobile provider that has screwed me over time in and time out. Micah Parsons is being interviewed on a scooter. The reporter has to get down on her knees. Next, Titans having 100 plus million honors on Thursday this year. Oh shit, really? Oh fuck. All right, good call. Wait, let me double check that. Chargers like top 5 in cap space. Oh, the Chargers are going to make a splash. I have a really sneaking suspicion the Chargers are going to represent the AFC next year. I think out of all the teams in the AFC, the Chargers have the most upside. And you guys know how I feel about them. I hate saying it, but it does feel like it. NFL honors 2026. I guess that does make sense. Probably allows actual MVPs to accept the award. February 5th, no doubt. Wow, you're right. It is on Thursday. All right, then I guess Thursday, Friday, take a break Saturday, and come back on Sunday. There it is. Devon Achane running. First down and then some. Yeesh. I would love for the NFL to just upload a PDF of these plays. That way I could just cut and paste it and then use it in my adult flag league. Like, guys, don't worry. Jerry Rice wrote these. Or no, I'll say I wrote these. These are all me, fellas. I'm kind of a football genius. I have a YouTube channel. You should totally subscribe. Chargers will win the division. Number 1 seed in the AFC will be 1 and done. That's also very possible. That's very possible. I just think, okay, Lamar's contract is going to be, I'll say it, the Super Bowl window will continue to close. I don't think the Ravens are going to be better with Jesse Minter. Again, just me projecting. We have no idea how coaches are going to be. I don't want to be a hypocrite. But yeah, I think the Ravens will likely take a step back. If anything, it'll be a reset year, which is fine. The Chiefs, I think they are more than a couple pieces away from truly contending again. I think their offense looked very shot this year. Not that they can't fix it, especially with maybe a Jeremiah Love, but whoa, interception, NFC. I don't know who that was. Antoine Winfield, I think. Big play for the NFC. Micah Parsons on his scooter is fired up. That was a cool play. I can't lie. What was I saying? Chiefs will likely take a step back. Bo Nix might not play at all. Not that Denver's really that serious. New England, hate them or love them, they definitely won't have it. It will be objectively impossible for them to have the row that they had this year. They very well could be good. They very well could not be. Houston, CJ Stroud is not the man. Who else is there? Am I missing someone? AFC South, never know about Dan Jones. He might not play tight. I mean, the AFC South in general. Gah. I'm getting off stream right after this game, fellas. Just my back, man. Woof. Get Mekhi Becton and Bradley Terrace Postman on the Chargers. Yeah, there you go. I think I'll take the action on the Ravens being better than the Giants next year. Hey, man. You know what? You're allowed to be pessimistic, Jarv. But when the Ravens were better than the Giants still got built to ass. And no one knows the Ravens more than John Harbaugh. Jags, that's a good point. I forgot about the Jags. Good call. Gail mentioned, that's right. Jags could be very good. We never know. Jags could be a serious contender. In fact, they probably will be better than the Chargers, so that's probably a pretty good example against the Chargers argument. Raiders playoff lock. Hey, I'm not going to say no. Some of the people that will be the next Chiefs Super Bowl team are probably in high school. They'll be on the next... Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, and is that including NIL? With most people being 4 to 5 year super seniors in college? I like that point, though. And who is coaching that Ravens team that we beat? Look, I'm going to assume he's learned, he's grown. I think it was nonsense John Harbaugh got fired for a coordinator. He's our guy now, and I'm standing with him. Jalen Hurts. Nice. Nice play. Jalen Hurts to Bijan Robinson. Touchdown. Was he over the line? Over the line! That's a foul, Jalen. It's a foul, you idiot. Can't do that, buddy. Zebras get involved once again. Illegal forward pass, offense. The Ravens suck, and so does Jesse Minter. The Giants will be better, even though the Ravens could be 0-17, G-Mac 1-16. I love Otis giving the Giants love. Makes me happy. Makes me very happy. Jared Goff to Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts goes way over the line of scrimmage and throws that. Like, a nice pass, but geez. Bro, I should be like a parent. Mahi's getting excited here. Hard could be the Over the Hump movie turned Adafio away, who was traded from the Ravens from being productive coach with 7.5 sacks. 10 games. I think the defense will be better. I don't think that would be a surprise. I think the defense could be better, but I could very well see the offense taking a step back. Who do the Ravens have at OC? Have they appointed a guy yet? They just get Cliff Kingsbury. How would you feel if we got Tomlin instead of Harbaugh? I wouldn't have been as thrilled about it. Again, Tomlin feels like a very... I feel like with Harbaugh, there still is a high ceiling. I still believe, even with the Ravens, I still believe John Harbaugh is capable to win a Super Bowl. That's not saying Mike Tomlin or Mike McCarthy or even Kevin Stefanski, other guys, aren't good. I'm just saying that I just think Harbaugh is capable. The Ravens, every year the Ravens have been in, besides last year, the Ravens have felt like true contenders. And while they haven't looked amazing in the playoffs, I think the ceiling's high. So yes, I would have rather had John Harbaugh than Mike Tomlin. Because I've never actually felt threatened by the Steelers. And not that the Giants are, competing with them. But I've never actually taken the Steelers seriously with it since, 2017, 2018? The triple Bs? The 3 Bs? Yeah, outside of that, I really haven't taken them seriously. Whereas the Ravens have been a consistent Super Bowl pick for me. I've believed in that team. And while they've burned me, I still believe in them. Lamar wants Cliff. Declan Doyle. Is that a confirmed hire? I think Joe Lombardi is new OC for the Ravens. Okay, so we'll see. That's more on Lamar than Harbaugh. I disagree. I disagree. Lamar's great. I'm not I like Lamar a lot, but I disagree. I think it's a group effort. And again, I recognize the Steelers didn't have a quarterback, the Ravens did, but Harbaugh coached him. The Ravens have had it felt like the Ravens have done more with less, so to speak. The Ravens really haven't had much help on offense. And maybe it's just like Harbaugh's just got a better vibe than Mike Tomlin. It just feels like Mike Tomlin is kind of at the Bill Belichick era of his career, where he'd rather lose than change. Whereas I feel like John Harbaugh still at least appears to have an open mind. I'd say that's more of the tangible reasoning. And of course, obviously, they look different than one another. So, maybe that's someone could think that that's the argument I'm making, but it's more so just the open-minded approach. And maybe honestly, and Harbaugh just seems like a nicer guy. Mike Tomlin in these pressers, he's just a dick. And I know that shouldn't matter how they interact with the press, but it happened with Dabes, where Dabes was such a dick to the New York press, and they clearly disliked him, and they clearly were making smear articles and wanting him out and applying all this pressure, which definitely didn't make it easier for him. And I think Harbaugh's just a more amicable kind of fellow. Do you feel like the Ravens were Super Bowl contenders all those years with Flacco? I mean, they won a Super Bowl with Flacco, so and they made a few AFC championship games, so yeah, I do. Rather lose than change. He just never had a losing season. I think his ceiling has been capped out, and I don't think and by the way, I don't think there was an option. I think Tomlin's done coaching, period. So I don't think it's like this if or thing. I'm sticking with Harbaugh. I'm sticking with John. I love Lamar under center a lot, and Lamar's crazy and play action under center. His pass rating is like 140. If 100 male per should be there you go. Look, there you go. I mean, look, we could pin blame on whoever, but I still think Harbaugh was the best out of this cycle. The back end of the Flacco era was rough. I don't disagree, but the middle end of the Flacco era was pretty strong. Consistently in the AFC Championship game, won a Super Bowl. I know it was a while ago, but they won a Super Bowl 3 years after the last time Mike Tomlin went in, after Mike McCarthy went in. I'm just saying, it does feel like it was a while ago, but it is more recent than what Tomlin's been doing. The Steelers haven't won a playoff game in 7 seasons. That's plateauing in every sense of the word. The Ravens might choke, so to speak, but they're not that bad. Jalen Hurts' flag got pulled. 4th and goal coming up. Game on the line. Can Jalen Hurts prevail? I don't watch press conferences, so I don't know how you deal with the media. Yeah. I don't watch them a ton either, but the clips I do see, Dabes was just giving these coach speak, canned answers, and people did not appreciate that. Again, and man with a plan, I'm not gonna, again, I get it. That's what a lot of people said. It's contrarians to the Harbaugh hire. It's hey, he chokes, he doesn't win big games. There have been some bad coaching calls. Again, when I hopped on stream, I can pull up the VOD or the clip. I hopped on stream when the Ravens lost to the Steelers and said, why the hell didn't Harbaugh run it instead of calling those timeouts? I get it. Those are mistakes that have been made. But, again, out of all the available options, I think Harbaugh is far and away the best. And you got to remember that in order to have a great coach, the coach has to be available. They have to be fired. And I would rather have him than some hot new coordinator, because like I said, that could very well be anything. And the Giants have tried that time in and time out. And I've already listed why I'd rather have him than Tomlin, who again isn't even coaching, or McCarthy, who, you know, I don't think a ton of people disagree with me on Mike McCarthy. And I can't think of anyone else. Stefanski, I'd rather have Harbaugh than Stefanski. You want to talk about not winning the big one. Stefanski can't win the big one or the small one. 4th and goal coming up for the NFC. Steve Young ain't looking so young anymore. That's funny. That is funny. That's true. Is that Torrey Smith? Is Torrey Smith in the building? What a pull. Nice. That's a guy who John Harbaugh got the most out of. Torrey Smith. Stud. Nagy hire hasn't inspired me too much. I don't think the Giants will be like 2-8, but I don't know if they have a super high ceiling. Time will tell. Time will tell. We're totally allowed to project. I think the Giants, if nothing else, will have organizational correction, culture, and structure, which they have been lacking for an extremely long time. Speaking of media, did you see someone ask Vrabel if this Sunday was a must-win? Wait, really? What did he say? I'm so ready for the we didn't give Scat the ball, and why do we stop running the ball when it was working ranch during the season? Oh, I'll be here. Oh, I'll be here complaining. We will be reacting to what happens in real time, believe me. And if I'm wrong, I will own it. But for the clip, Jalen Hurts to CeeDee Lamb, touchdown NFC, this game's over. All right, for the clip, let's do it. Bookmark this now. I'll have this. I will have this, and we will revisit this next year. I think John Harbaugh is going to work. And I think if you don't think so, you're wrong. You're an idiot. Look, here's a guy that might not be able to win the big one, except when it's a Super Bowl. Look, I'm excited. He's the best coaching candidate out of this cycle. He's coached an MVP quarterback. He's the best guy we could have for Dart. And I don't see a way on planet Earth that this doesn't work. Not a single way. If you think that John Harbaugh is not going to take the Giants to the playoffs, and dare I say maybe a Super Bowl, then you, my sir, are crazy. How was that? Was that good? How's that? So we'll clip that. And then next year, if I'm wrong, then I can screen grab it and make it into a short. I'm clip farming now. You see, that's what we do. Hunter Classic, you see? See, that's the thing. You're not going to find that with most sports content creators. We can just pull that out at any time. I could get onto a 20-minute soapbox about tofu, which I don't think I've had very often in my life. It's fun for me to talk about things. I like talking, if you haven't noticed. I think it didn't feel genuine. I think it'll read. I think it'll read on a clip. I'll take it. I think Harbaugh was the right pick because of how much they've been burned by the hotshot coordinators. They need the stability. I agree. They do need the stability, despite my reservations. Agreed. So is the clock still running, or what is happening? Why is Micah Parsons wants to get out there? Micah Parsons wants to play a rep on his scooter. That's hilarious. Oh boy. Everyone's confused. There's 24 seconds left. This game is over. Literally me saying the Cowboys go 14-3 after the first game of the season. Yeah, after the game they lost. That's true. And then they beat us. That was a heartbreaker too. That was a real burner. "24 seconds left in the Pro Bowl. My back is killing me. They're running, what is this, a tush push? They're running a tush push. Enjoy while you can, Hurts. Leaving the marks on the field is funny. It's not like they're going to reuse the building. And the Giants need the floor rather than the ceiling. Agreed. That's the most succinct way to put it. Exactly. Culture, structure, floor, more than a ceiling. I'd be happy with a ceiling. I'd be happy with a playoff push. But if nothing else, I would just like the Giants to feel like a serious franchise and not a poverty group of ragtag idiots. You did say OC hiring was important. But again, we'll see. Like I said, 20 openings, a lot of variance, location, networking, and they called game. That is it. The NFC, who scored 30-something, 32, 30-ish points in the second half, have come back to beat the AFC 66-52. And let me just say, that was the best game of football I've ever seen in my life. And I will be tuning into every Pro Bowl for the rest of my days. It's a blatant lie. Shit sucked. But this was fun hanging out. It's pretty much all I got. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but my back is killing me. And actual football too. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. But yeah, fellas, Probably going to take down Hunna's Hill eventually, but, we'll keep it up for the rest of the season. And then we'll, like I said, we'll be back for NFL Honors on Thursday. That may or may not impact the Friday stream. Because I don't know what I'll say. If we do our picks on Thursday, I don't really know what else there's to talk about. Like, I guess there's college basketball, but it's not a real attention grabber, so to speak. We'll see, though. And then obviously we'll be here live and in color, Super Bowl Sunday. I'm excited, man. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. This was a lot of fun. I've seen this State Farm preview to their Super Bowl ad now 5 times, and I don't care even the slightest more. James Harden is a Cav now, by the way. Yes, James Harden is a Cav in exchange for Darius Garland and a second-round pick, which is something. NBA landscape is being shook up. Where's Giannis going to go? Where's Hunnaball going to go? Everyone's wondering these questions. But, yeah, fellas, that's all I got. So I'm not going to take up more of your time. It's late. I appreciate you guys watching as always. Drop a like if you haven't already. And I have been... What's my name? Hunnaball. See you guys later. Thursday. Drop a like.